Come here.
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Javelin, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome to it. Hope you're having a super duper awesome, hunky-dory, fabuloso Thursday.
Burn it on through the work week.
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo.
It is. Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
I forgot my castanets.
Well, that's more Spanish.
Well,
Spain Spanish.
Spain Spanish, but, you know.
Cinco de Mayo is a Mexican thing.
Okay, so I forgot my mariachi then. Sorry.
There you go. I don't know. Those little things, like, that's, I think flamenco and I think Spain.
I don't know. Yeah, probably, but I figure that's still something that they do.
I tell you, I know this from my ninth grade Spanish field trip to El Bodegón, remember?
Uh-huh.
Remember our story?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember.
That's what I attribute. I think those are Spanish.
Fair enough.
Spain.
Spanish. I just know we made castanets at some kids event we did last weekend.
I could be wrong.
I assume.
Yeah.
Then again, we also made rain sticks, so I don't know if there's anything. It could just be like a music thing.
Yeah, I think, because I'm pretty sure that's a Native American or Australian thing, the rain
That's
stick.
certainly not a Cinco de Mayo thing.
I don't know, and now I think about it, I'm not sure if that's like Native American.
The rain stick?
Or is it Aboriginal?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because, see, I think you're thinking of, like, didgeridoos.
The didgeridoo, yeah. Mm-hmm. Which, yeah, I would actually like to learn to play one of those. Just to say I know how to play a didgeridoo.
The embouchure that's required to play a didgeridoo it's a lot.
Yeah.
Because I played tuba, and the embouchure for tuba is like it's a wide.
Yeah.
It's hard to get the buzz with it. So yeah, you gotta kind of like. It's more like throat singing with an aid than it is anything else.
And again, I have zero musical knowledge here, but like with like saxophones and stuff, with the reeds, you got to kind of, or trumpets and stuff, you kind of.
Trumpets, okay, so brass instruments, you have to create some type of buzz.
Yeah.
That's when I say the embouchure, what that is musicians know, that's the position of your lips on the mouthpiece. So like trumpets, they have a tighter embouchure because the blow of a trumpet is required to be a lot tighter, whereas like a tuba is more. So it's the embouchure of your lips is.
But the reed in the other instruments create the same effect,
and that's,
right?
that's woodwind. Yeah, that creates the vibration for you.
Got you.
Yeah, and
so in a didgeridoo, you'd have to. I'm assuming.
I'm pretty sure you have to create both your own buzz and also it's more like a throat singing thing.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting advice. Hold on. Let me see.
The show is just two amateurs talking about things that experts they're like they're experts. That's pretty much how we roll.
This is a bold statement. Someone's saying I could play the didgeridoo. I even have one.
What?
Yeah. Andrea says she has a didgeridoo and can play it.
Dang. All right.
Andrea?
You do realize...
I know you're on yesterday, but in 2 weeks, whenever you come on again, I want the didgeridoo in here, and I want to hear it. I want a didgeridoo serenade.
We work in more of a show and tell medium than we do anything else.
And I got to be honest, I don't know if it's a sanitary thing. I'd like to try to play it.
I'd like to give it a shot.
I would.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if that's a sanitary thing.
Well, I imagine in COVID, you can always wipe down the.
By the way, I have a nice cold right now, so
not right now.
Yeah.
But you can always wipe down the mouthpiece a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, is this something? I'm curious. Is this something that like she does on a regular basis? Like she sits down after a long day at work and just relaxes with a nice tall glass of wine and a quick didgeridoo session.
I'm gonna go downstairs and didgeridoo.
I'm gonna go downstairs and didge for a bit.
Yeah. I would.
I'm gonna head down to the barn and didge for a little while.
If I had one, I would. In a basement, by the way. I don't have a basement either. But if I did.
She's just down there busting out Beatles classics while my didgeridoo gently weeps.
Actually, I feel like it should be songs that aren't like Believe It or Not, like with the didgeridoo. I want to hear like.
In fairness, I have been fascinated with the didgeridoo since I started watching Survivor, which I think was season 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just fascinated.
They were in Australia that year.
Yeah.
A Crocodile Dundee did it for me.
Was it?
Yeah, ever since no joke, when I went to Australia as a kid and teenager, it was right around the time Crocodile Dundee, the heyday of the first movie.
So you were like there during the heyday.
Yeah, and
that was like the glory days for Australians.
And in all fairness, we actually did a shakedown, like one of our first weekends together because we went as a troop provisional. So I didn't know the other 40 kids that went with us. I did as we went, but initially we all met to go to this trip together. There it is. Outback Steakhouse.
And see, watching the guy play it, it looks like it's more of like almost like you ever watch somebody. This guy's good.
He's jamming out.
He's riffing. You ever watch somebody play a bagpipe?
I have.
It looks very similar to that, although bagpipe is a reeded instrument, whereas this. It looks very much like a constant stream of air, like you're puffing your cheeks out, and while you're breathing, you're pushing the air that's in your cheeks out. It's kind of what Dizzy Gillespie used to do on the trumpet.
Ooh. They said photo of said didgeridoo.
Oh, dang. Not only is it out, she didn't even have it in storage. She just like, it's in my didge corner.
Yeah.
This is my didgin corner.
This is my didjo.
My didge.
My didjo. That's what you like a dojo?
My didjo.
My didjo. Yeah.
My didjo.
That's what I think I would call it.
I like it.
Yeah, that's why I practice the art of didgeridoo.
I want to see Andrea play a didgeridoo now more than I've ever wanted anything in my whole life.
And I want to try it myself.
And Mike's just into for the try. So
well, and you know what? Like, what is one that plays a didgeridoo? Are you called a didgeridoist?
A didgerist?
A didgeridooer?
A didgeridoer. You know what? I knew just from looking at you, you were a didgeridoer.
Yeah, I don't know. But,
a digist?
I don't know.
A digerist?
I don't know. Maybe it's a word altogether.
I'm sure that it's kind of like with all those obscure games. Somewhere there's a whole magazine devoted to this this topic, like Didgeridoo Enthusiast Monthly.
Like what's the parents telling the kids? Like, get out of the base, quit didgeridooing, and get up here and eat dinner. Right. What are they saying?
Put down that didge and get up here and eat your chicken.
I don't know, but yes, please bring that with you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a little. I'd like to hear your song, and
I want to know the story more than anything else. I want to know, like, how does one decide I'm gonna learn to play that? Like, I've legitimately looked at a ukulele and thought, I kind of want to learn how to play. I want to learn tablature just so I can play a ukulele.
They teach that in elementary school.
Yeah, okay. I'm not in elementary school anymore, Mike. My brain doesn't have the elasticity of a child.
I know, but I
can't learn stuff.
I think your kids are going to get to a point where they give them one.
Maybe.
Like in 4th grade, don't they teach them ukulele?
I think recorder is pretty much as far as they go.
Or ukulele, as the Hawaiians say.
It just looks like a fun instrument to just kind of jam out. Plus, I really want to learn how to play You Belong With Me from The Jerk.
Well, I feel like if I have any chance of learning guitar, it's going to be the ukulele because I have tiny hands.
That's true.
And like a full-size guitar is hard for me
I feel like you would be perfect on the uke.
I could be I could be the Eddie Van Halen of ukulele.
It's kind of funny that you mentioned that because Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam put out a solo album like a year ago.
Okay.
Wherein most of the songs are accompanied by his expert level ukulele playing.
Nice.
Yeah, he's apparently taking up the uke.
Good for him.
Yeah. So
good for him.
It's very transitional.
Well, if it gets
Jeremy spoke in class today, and he brought a ukulele with him.
Well, if it gets him to stop singing, like, okay, don't get me wrong. Eddie Vedder's voice is fine.
His head, rest his head on a pillow made of concrete.
It's not offensive to listen to.
It is. It's gravel.
To me,
it hadn't gotten better.
It's not awful. It's the visual to go with that makes me like. You ever seen that man sing? He looks like he's having a stroke.
Well,
he's like facial expressions are all over the place. He looks like he's clearly doesn't want to be there.
This is a whole topic. I mean, I know you got an interview to get to, but this is a whole topic we could go down a rabbit hole because there are certain singers that have a very specific style.
Yeah.
Like you ever watched, and may he rest in peace, you ever watch Meatloaf sing? Mm-hmm. The dude looks like he's having a seizure.
Well, yeah.
The whole time. He's beet red. He's got that vein in his forehead. He's shaking.
Well, he's probably right on the edge of stroking out. That's probably what it is.
Or John Mayer. That's another one. He looks like he's, I don't know what's going on with his facial expressions when he's singing into a microphone, but it's like he's making out with air in front of the mic.
It is kind of disturbing.
It's very odd.
But anyway.
I can't watch him sing. The man is an absolute gift to the world of music, but I can't watch him sing.
Hold on.
Hold on. We're getting updated.
Oh, never mind. I don't know.
No, save it because I want to know when you come in, Andrea. I want to be in here to hear the story because I'm genuinely curious of how you was it like. Were you on vacation? You found a didgeridoo and you're like, I guess I could get that and learn to play it.
Yeah.
Or was it like in elementary school when all the kids were picking instruments? You're like, Mom, no, I don't want to play a trumpet. I want the didgeridoo.
I'm guessing they went to Australia on a trip and bought one and then brought it home and someone said, I'm going to learn to play that thing.
Yeah, it probably stemmed from a fight. It's like, waste of money. What are you going to do with that stupid thing? You know what? I'll learn to play it just to spite you.
Yeah.
I even worked in the Andrea head movements.
Or it could have been a thing like someone said, hey, let's go to Australia. And someone said, bring me back a didgeridoo.
Bring me back a didgeridoo, would you?
And they did. And they didn't really want it. So you're stuck with it.
I was kidding. Glad I didn't say bring back a Barbie.
I mean, because usually when people go to Australia and they say, bring me back either a koala bear, a boomerang, or a didgeridoo. And so there you go.
Bring me back an avocado, an ice pick, and my snorkel.
Thank you, Stephen Baldwin. Let me do the rundown here.
I bet a didgeridoo in a pinch make a mighty fine piece.
It could be.
Piece of paraphernalia. We'll just leave it at that.
It's very hookah-like.
Exactly.
We're going to replay an interview. We had the gentleman from the Roswell Elks and the Veterans Transport Network join us a couple days ago talking about the Roswell Elks golf tournaments coming up here later on. All the money raised from it is going towards the Veterans Transportation Network here. So we're going to play that. Plus, we got an update from joining the Elks and what they've got going on as well. So we're going to play that for you here in just a bit. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Barbara Gomez with Frontier Medical is going to join us, give us an update on what's going on at Frontier Medical, talk about all the services they provide and through Frontier Medical and Personal Care by Design. And then we'll also have Crystal Noble join us in the 9 o'clock hour from the Roswell Humane Society, give us an update on pets available for adoption and what's going on over at the thrift store. Plus, we'll have all of your features that include the news of the local and national varieties, along with your handy Kim Kando updates and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that, let's go ahead and take a look at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. The heat gets turned up this weekend. Very warm for this time of year. We'll be in the upper 80s with plenty of sunshine today. For the overnight hours, clear and low 50s, and then high pressure will park over central New Mexico on Friday. So it'll be sunny. Our afternoon highs in the upper 90s. Get ready for a possibility of hitting 100 on Saturday with sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 51 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 64%. Winds are variable at 3 miles per hour. Sunny today. Expect highs in the mid-80s, 86 officially, with north winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Actually, it sounds like a relatively boring, nice day today, especially with red flag talk every day and all that. Not so much today, so enjoy. Tonight, clear skies with an overnight low of 51 degrees, west winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then it warms back up tomorrow. Friday, sunny, hot, 97 for a high. Northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, skies will be clear with an overnight low of 56. West winds 5 to 15. And then Saturday, 101. Sunny, hot, high of 101. And windy, too, just in case you didn't want to, miss that. Southwest winds 5 to 15 early. Later in the day, picking up 15 to 25 miles per hour. Sunday, sunny and hot, highs right around 99. Winds will remain breezy there as well. All right, it is 7:19. We're going to take a 3-minute commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview we had with the folks from the Elks and the Veterans Transportation Network. That's up next. Don't go away.
For people suffering with joint pain, simple movement feels like just taking a step feels like, and lifting your arm can feel like. Don't let joint pain be in charge of your life. The skilled orthopedic experts at Loveless Medical Group SCORE are helping more people take back their lives with some of the most advanced surgeries in the region. We're doing more than restoring joints, we're restoring lives. Call Loveless Medical Group SCORE today at 575-625-3300 so life can feel like,
You're invited. Car Affair 2022, presented by the Cars Club of Carlsbad. Saturday, June 4th at the beach in Carlsbad. Early registration is Friday with a cruise. Then Saturday, car registration starts at 8 a.m. and ends at 10:30. Enjoy music, food, car-related swap meet, 5K run, door prizes, and a special Tri-5 Chevys area. To register or for more information, visit carsclubofcarlsbad.com or Carlsbad Automotive Restoration Society on Facebook. Enjoy Carlsbad's biggest car show, Saturday, June 4th at the beach. Ad paid for by Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
Have you ever had someone do something kind and out of the ordinary for you? How did that make you feel? I know for me, it brightens my day. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not get tired of doing what's right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up." I've learned when you don't know what to do, just do the next right thing. Keep sowing good things into your spouse and your family. Be patient. God promises He will give you a harvest. It will make a difference. A successful farmer just keeps on working and expects to have a great harvest.
I know when my husband brings me flowers, it blesses me. So do something unexpected for your spouse. It will pay off.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit NationalGuard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard, aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from our local Roswell Elks Lodge here, we have Magel Duran. We also have Art Moyle and Craig Sutherland as well. Good morning, gentlemen. Morning. Probably let's get you, Magel, right close to. Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell you got to eat the microphones. They don't taste good, but you got to eat them. So, gentlemen, first off, good morning. How y'all doing today?
Fine. The wind doesn't blow.
Yeah. Well, we can keep. We're getting pretty good at it at this point, you know. And we were just joking the other day. I said golfers look at wind as just an obstacle. That's not it. I mean, and to be honest, they probably go in the thunderstorm if you didn't make them get off. To be honest, they'd still be golfing. So, just the wind doesn't stop golfers from around here. But first off, let's talk a little bit about the Elks first before we get into the golf tournament and everything. Of course, we've had. Not yourselves, but members of the Elks join us here on the show. Great organization, obviously, international work. You guys you focus on youth mostly, right? That's kind of, I mean, you guys do a bunch, but you guys kind of have a special soft spot for youth, and that's kind of where you focus a lot of your charity stuff, right?
Youth and veterans.
Veterans,
yeah,
yes.
Veterans is a big thing that we have.
Which makes sense because this is a vets thing, so I probably should have left with that too. But I know in the past you guys have done a lot of stuff with kids and things too. So.
Correct.
So
cerebral palsy is another.
Is that one of the? That's kind of the national Elks adopted charity resource that they go and support and things like that. But I know COVID, like everyone else, has put a damper on many of the things you guys have been trying to do over with your. I know like the basketball tournaments. That's something that the Elks nationally do, and I know they've had stuff, but it's way different now because of COVID and things.
Absolutely.
But it sounds like you guys are able to start now that the world's opening up a little bit, that you're able to get back to doing your more regular schedule stuff. I know you guys have been doing like your veterans and first responders meals and breakfast, things like that. We've been able to do all that, but now we need to do some fundraising and things like that. So we'd love to get a bunch of people to be a part of your golf tournament here in June, right?
Correct. We'll have 25 teams on June 4th.
June 4th. And again, it'll be June 4th, and it's, I forget.
At the Institute?
This is at the NMMI golf course.
Yes,
there.
correct.
So I'm guessing, like right now, you're probably looking for teams and probably still some sponsorship opportunities.
A lot of sponsorship. It's been tough with the pandemic and everything else. A lot of the business has been really, really hurt, and so we're really having to scrape and get what we're wanting to do. We're hoping to raise around $30,000.
Awesome. So, and I imagine some of your reliable resources probably, like you said, it's times for tough for everybody, and businesses, first thing they do when they're trying to, keep their businesses afloat, they're going to scale back on some of their charitable stuff. So I imagine some of your sponsors in the past aren't able to give as much or can't give this year. So we really need to find new folks and other folks to step up and say, hey, because at the end of the day, the veterans' needs don't change, and the veterans' needs don't go away, regardless of what world we live in. So we got to keep working and keep raising money for these things.
Mike, I'd like to point out that all of the money that is raised goes to veterans.
Awesome.
This particular one, June 4th, is for transportation, which Miguel Duran.
Yes, the Veterans Transportation, which you guys do yeoman's work for folks here.
Thank you.
I would argue if you want to help veterans, the quickest and easiest way is support the Veterans Transport, because it's really, you've got some great partners that work with you, Crumlin, the Elks here, among others. But at the end of the day, it's volunteers, people that, many of them veterans themselves, driving vans and driving veterans that can't get themselves to Lubbock, Albuquerque, Artesia, wherever their medical appointments are.
If I could add, we cover, as the Southeast New Mexico Veterans Transportation. I have a van in Lovington, I have a van in Carlsbad, 2 vans in Artesia, and 6 vans here in Roswell.
Nice.
We cover an area of, we go to El Paso, Lubbock, Midland, Odessa, Big Springs, Amarillo, Albuquerque, Clovis, and all the way up to Alamogordo if a veteran has a medical appointment. We travel and we give them the travel for free.
Yeah.
We take no money from any vet. 60% of the veterans we estimate now would not be able to make it if we weren't here.
And VA services, unfortunately, I've saw it in the news. They're withdrawn, like they're like some of this remote stuff is going, like they're downscaling, so that's probably going to make your mission a little harder, because you're probably going to have to travel even a little farther for some of these folks, depending on what the VA ultimately does with closing and opening some of these facilities we're talking about here. So and oh, by the way, gas is what, $4 a gallon right now, and all of that stuff, and you guys are driving vans, and so I imagine it's it's $100 just to put half a tank in that thing probably right now.
Pretty much. To go to Albuquerque, we fill up here, go to Albuquerque, refill there, and come home and refill again.
Wow. So that's expensive.
Even if we take 1 or 5 veterans, it makes no difference, because that's what
absolutely. Just because you would love to carpool and all that, but logistics don't always work, and this is one of those things where the needs are the needs. So regardless of the logistics, whether it's convenient or not convenient, we still have to do it that way because that's what's needed. And so your support would be very helpful.
One more thing is before we continue with this, our group, we run off about a $70,000 right now before this gas increase is going. Our insurance is about $27,000. And with 10 vans, it's hard to get drivers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm asking people, if you have a spare day of the month, a spare day of the week, you have no DWIs or speeding tickets, we would love to see you. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, veteran or not.
You just got to be able to drive a vehicle.
You just have to be able to drive. You don't need a CDL.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's just a passenger van,
Just
like a
a
15
passenger
passenger van, something along that size.
And believe me, we are hurting for drivers again.
So if you'd love to volunteer and, maybe, come golf here in June financially, but get a hold of Emmanuel here and let's say, I can do a day a week, or I can do 2 days a week, or I can do 4 days a month, or whatever it is that you're available. That would be great. And here's the cool thing. I know a couple people that do this, and you really meet some great individuals.
Yes,
these veterans. They love to talk with you. Each person's different, but you end up probably making friends, meeting people, and then some people love just being on the road driving. And here, you're doing a great service for people, and you're just out in the open road driving what you love doing anyway. So work that kind of stuff in here. But by coming out and whacking a golf ball around on the golf course here for a few hours on June 4th, or June, did I say 4th?
June 4th. That's correct.
In my head, I started thinking 7th. But anyway, if that is very much helpful here for this, because like we were saying, the expense, the insurance, the cost. I know you need volunteer drivers, but without the finances, and I imagine you guys have 10 vans. You probably could use 10 more to meet the need, right?
Well, we try to keep ourselves small.
I know you can't afford to have 10 more, but as far as the demand and need, if you had the drivers and the money, you could probably use 10 more vans, and they all be working heavy, getting folks to and from their vet. There's no lack of need of veterans needing what I'm trying to say, transport, and assistance. So, but for the golfing, what's it's 4-person teams. What's all the let's tickle the golfers' ivories with the rules and all that good stuff here. What's some of the rules for the tournament?
It'd be a 4-person scramble.
Okay.
On that, and then the first 25 teams paid.
Okay.
All the paperwork in that is at the Institute Pro Shop.
You can sign right up at the NMMI Pro Shop
right there.
Yes,
also, and there's also sponsorship sheets out there. So if you're out there listening and you have a few extra $100 or $100 or $50 or whatever, the vets could sure use it in this golf tournament.
Absolutely. And of course, I'm sure if you love to get involved but you don't have 3 friends, go to the pro shop, and I'm sure he probably is putting together a few teams of hodgepodge of folks like, I got me and one other, we want to sign up for a team. And so they'll help make. So if you don't have 3 others, don't worry. Go to the pro shop and say, hey, put me on a team, put me together, and of course they'll do handicaps, and that's what the pro does. He does his magic and decides who gets in what groups and all that good stuff. Yeah. But come on out if you'd like to sponsor. That's a great way to, if like you said, some of our businesses that they do great stuff supporting the Elks and supporting the Veterans Transport Network here, but we can always use more and need more. So if you'd like to sponsor probably like a tea sponsor or a whole sponsor, I imagine there's various opportunities to do that.
Yes.
But here's the thing, we're just a hair over a month away, or about a month. No, it's not the 4th yet. So just a hair a month away. If you want to give these guys time to get the signage, do all the things that's required that you get as being a sponsor, don't wait. Reach out to these guys this week.
Sooner the better.
And get that done. So, if folks are interested in being a sponsor, what's the best way to reach out and get a hold of you guys?
You can get a hold of the Elks Lodge. You can get a hold of me and give them my telephone number. It's 575-626-4688.
Okay.
And just leave me a message, because I get a lot of junk calls too. So if you leave me a message, I will definitely get back with you.
Absolutely. And I imagine too, you guys, does the Roswell Elks here have a Facebook page or something locally that if people can reach out to if they have any questions or anything? Or social media of anything or something
If
like
we
that?
do, I don't know that.
Okay, I didn't know if
Mike,
I haven't. I'm trying to think if I've seen one in the past there or not, but
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
But I know the veterans folks have something out there, and
Yes,
you
they
could definitely go through that channel if you're like, hey, I heard on the radio, I'm interested to be a sponsor or something, or I want to get involved, and I'm sure the veterans transport will get those that information to the Elks here and get that information to them. So, want to get people sign up, get as many, like you said, it's limited to 25 teams. The sooner the better you sign up here. And again, all this money's going to our New Mexico Veterans Transportation
100%
network here in Roswell. And of course, I imagine some of the drivers and things, they're probably playing some holes too. If you get a chance, meet these guys, talk to them, give them, ask them what the experience is like. And I'll tell you, you're going to be like, yeah, I could do this. Even, and because you really meet some great people. And I would even say, obviously of age to drive, but some younger folks looking maybe this summer to do some stuff.
We would accept that. Yes.
I'm telling you, you're going to have an hour or two road trip with some people that have seen the world and chewed a lot of dirt in this planet. If you can sit there and talk and just listen to their stories and talk to them, there's so much valuable information that you can gain from talking to your seniors and your veterans. And I think as a young college kid this summer, going and driving veterans around to Texas, Albuquerque, wherever they got to go, you're going to make a lot of connections and learn a lot. And I think you're going to have a lot of life lessons that you just learn by default that are going to serve you well the rest of your life, because there's a lot of wisdom you're taking around these various doctor appointments around the state. And I think you're going to gain as much out of the experience as the person you're helping. So that's just my 2 cents on that,
And we appreciate that.
Let's talk Elks a little bit. If folks are interested in becoming members of the Elks, I'm sure you're always looking for some new members to become a part of the organization here.
Mike, we have another initiation coming up on the 21st of this month. We have grown now to in excess of 600 members now.
Good.
We dropped off during the pandemic. It's back. We're opened up. We've got Sergio back as our cook, and we've got Sean back as our bar manager. And we are just, it's getting the old people back.
Nice.
And it's very, very, very nice.
So if you leave hungry,
enjoy coming out. Yeah.
Good deal. So come be a part, learn. What's the best way to if someone's interested in becoming an Elk, and would just come out to the lodge one day?
Come out to the lodge. Somebody's there always after 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Except for Mondays and Sundays. But somebody's there, and we can get you an application and get you approved, and just come in and be part of us.
Yeah.
We would love to have that.
And of course, obviously, it's a service organization. That's what you guys working in. And like we said earlier, kids and veterans are kind of your two tentpole causes that you like to support. But it's as much a social thing as it is that, and that's what we want to focus on too. If you're looking to meet some new people and to broaden your social circle, maybe make some friends and have a laugh and a drink or a meal or two with folks and stuff.
You bet.
This is what the Elks is all about too. It's just as much the mental health side, and to be honest, we could use some more camaraderie and people hanging out and just being
as
human
you
to each
mentioned,
other.
we're a service organization, and we're here to help the community.
Mm-hmm.
And we enjoy doing that. We've got a great bunch of officers. So yeah.
Anything in the
come out and
works
join.
in the near future over the summer? Any plans we want to leak out yet, or as far as
we have
things
a
you're working
Mother's
on?
Day event coming up here that we're if you can bring your wives or mothers out, mother-in-laws. But Saturday we will have a dinner for the mothers, steak and shrimp dinner.
Okay.
Which will be a special to them, and they'll get a flower as they come in. And
nice.
Something that we try to do for moms and dads and
Nice.
whoever else we can.
So especially your Elks members calling on out. If you're not taking care of your mom this weekend, you better get to the Elks Lodge. Or you're in trouble. Or your spouse.
Or your spouse.
You know, that works two ways. You know, the mother of your kids or your mother, however that works. And of course, if you're interested in becoming a member of the Elk, that might be a good event to come by and say, hey, I heard on the radio I'd love to start the process of becoming an Elk.
Somebody there to sign them in and enjoy the evening with us.
Very good.
Yeah.
And, of course, I imagine while you're there on Sunday, if you want to learn more about the golf tournament and the Veterans Transportation Network, you can put them in touch with Maggle here or get them set up for that.
Craig.
That lodge is up on North Montana.
Okay.
Just if there's somebody driving through or whatever. So
North Montana seems the official place for lodges and things, you know, American Legion and Adult Center, all this stuff's right out there, and that Yucca Center, all that stuff's right out there. So you got plenty of help in there. You're going to bump into something on that side. There'll be plenty of people that help you there too. Maggle, as far as Veterans Transportation, what's the best way to reach out to you for folks that are interested in becoming a volunteer or supporting financially or any way wanting to get involved with the transportation network?
Well, number one is that our phone number is 575-622-0729.
Okay.
You'll speak to Miss Alice Wood.
Okay.
She's the lady in charge of everything there.
Okay.
I'm just the head.
You know, she's the shoulder that turns you and puts you in the direction you need to go to.
All that's needed really is a driving record.
Okay.
Bring a driving record to us. We're located at 2114 West 2nd Street.
Okay.
Right across the street from Honda.
Okay.
The Honda dealership.
Yes, right there on 2nd.
Yes, and if you just want to drive one day, guys, girls, kids, anybody, with a driver's license, and you have a yen to do something that it'll be the best time you never get paid for.
Yeah, that's what
I've done this for 10 years, since 2010. And I'm a volunteer ever since. I've never received any compensation.
Was I pretty close earlier when I was talking about the wisdom of these folks that you're taking around and things? I imagine you yourself have conversation with these vets, and there's stuff you can't put a measurable how important that is on it, but it is. It's so it's there's so many things in life that you learn by osmosis, things, things life lessons, things, and I think there's as much of that going on in that van as there is just taking a person to a doctor's appointment. You know what I mean? And so I would highly recommend, like Maggle's saying, if you only do one day a week or one day a month or whatever, or one day, we'd love to have whatever that is. But I think what's going to happen is you're going to do it one time. You're like, that was fun, and next thing you know, I'll do it again next week, or I'll do it again 2 days from now. Or next thing you know, you're on a regular rotation and you're doing a couple days a week or whatever you can, what time allows you to do. But I'm telling you, this is one of the easiest services, greatest services you can do with minimal effort on your part, really.
And I'd like to interject that our Southeast New Mexico Veterans Transportation Network would not be alive without the Elks, without Crumlin, the Crumlin Auto Dealerships, and all the others that support us.
Yeah.
And without them, we wouldn't have our veterans. We would have them dying.
Yeah.
Literally, honestly, they would be dying.
And let's face it, being a veteran myself, I know some of us are a little stubborn, and you're right, because they won't seek out the help. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know what it is. If it's I'm okay, I'm independent, I don't need help, And so sometimes veterans, unless you physically tell them, you will get in this van right now and I'm going to take you to Albuquerque to get this done, they're not so receptive to it. So you're right. If nothing else, sometimes you're that person that says, no, I know what you're doing. We're going to make you do it anyway, because that's
people bring in their husbands and wives and boyfriends and girlfriends.
Veterans are a stubborn group. I ain't gonna lie. We're some bullheaded individuals.
I'm there.
Thank you.
Anytime. Is there anything we missed that I wanted to cover here? Any information, anything about the Veterans Transportation or Elks Lodge in general that we want to get the word out there while we got you here?
I can give you a mailing address for any sponsorship money that are out there that just can mail us a check in.
Okay.
You can mail it to the Roswell Elks Lodge, 969, P.O. Box 1678, Roswell, New Mexico. And just make it a check payable to the Elks Veterans Golf Tournament.
There you go. Yeah, you can earmark it directly for that.
Yeah, any amount you can spare, we would appreciate.
Yeah, it's $1, $100, $1 million, $1,000. Like I said, their goal is to try to get $30,000 to help them continue their operating budget here and keep going.
I think we supply about 70%, 65% of their budget.
Wow.
Just this tournament.
Yeah, I know
that's what we're wanting.
Between you guys and this with this tournament, and of course Crumlin helping out with the vans and things, that like you said earlier, without those two entities involved, there would be no Veterans Transportation Network, and there wouldn't be, and who knows where these vets how would they get to their appointments and things like that. It's one of these things that this is one of those organizations that it's just so much ground level work happening there. It's we got great organizations and charities in our community that do big things and all that, but really it's really just a grassroots bunch of people that want to help veterans, and all the money raised is literally for that. There's no United Ways or big grants or nothing coming out supporting this. It's just some businesses and some organizations that said they're doing great work and I want to be a part of it.
And not one penny comes from the federal government.
There you go.
We will not accept any money or anything from the federal government.
Well, I would imagine that gives you the freedom to do what you want.
Because if we do,
comes with a big fat string.
If we do accept anything, then they have the right to tell us what to do.
Doesn't come with strings, it comes with ropes.
We are the only Veterans Transportation Network operating as we do in the nation. We are unique in that manner, in how we run and how we do our business.
I think you all need to share your business model and get this going in other parts of the country.
We tried. I think. We had one up in Taos that went through, but they couldn't find the funding.
I was it wasn't stubborn veterans again, was it? We tend to get stubborn. Well, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate this. And folks, come on out, be a part. Again, it's June 4th. It's going to be at the New Mexico Military Institute Golf Course. 4-person teams, 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. start. You start at 8 p.m. That'd be a little. That'd be an interesting take. 8 in the morning here. Again, sign up your teams or individually at the New Mexico Military Institute Pro Shop there. And, of course, reach out to the Elks here if you'd like to be a sponsor or sponsor either a hole or tee box or title sponsor, whatever it is. You give us enough money, we'll put your name everywhere.
Yep. That's true. Yeah.
Everywhere.
But get on the stick on that one. Do that this week so these guys can get all the things that you're entitled to as a sponsor to do that. And again, we want to thank everyone for supporting it and continuing to support. And if you're interested in becoming, maybe if you're thinking I love what the veterans are doing, but I'm broke, I ain't got no money. You know what? But you got time. Guess what? You can help us out that way too by getting in there and taking a route once a week or times a month or whatever it is.
One more thing. I had a veteran, I was washing a van one day, and this man walks up, he says, "Sir, I'd like to drive for you." I said, "Wonderful.
I'd love to have you drive for us."
I said, "But let me ask you, have you had any violations, speeding?" He said, "No." I said, "How about DWIs?" He said, "Well, I've had a couple of them, but I wasn't too drunk when I was arrested."
Oh, well, in that case.
We didn't.
Sorry, that disqualified.
That did.
Yeah.
Mike, we want to thank you for having us on and being able to
thank you, Mike.
Tell us about this.
Anytime, and if we can, anytime we can get you guys on to talk to transportation too. I know Elks and all that, but even if it's separate from that, and you want to get on needing drivers or whatever, let us know. Or maybe we can spotlight a few drivers. I'd love to see, maybe get a driver or two that wants to spend a morning or spend a couple minutes with us, talking a little bit about their experience and stuff. I think that would be kind of fun.
Maybe could I have a card?
Yeah, I'll get you a card here. I got a whole wall of stuff out there.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Thank you, gentlemen. And again, folks, sign up for the golf tournament. Go whack a ball around and have some fun on June 4th. All helping veterans here in Southeast New Mexico. That's what it's all about. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time.
Thank you very much.
All right. It is 9:46.
who have had a great impact on the people in and around the city. The round of bench dedications includes the dedication donated by Main Street Roswell to honor community hero and helper Johnny Gonzalez. Also, there will be thanks to past President Julianne Halverson, who was recently elected to the City Council Ward 2 seat for her countless hours of volunteerism all over the city. Gather at White Mattress Sleep Gallery at 201 North Main Street, 6 p.m. Friday. The Artesia Public Library and the Artesia Arts Council will present the first City of Champions Comic Con on Saturday, May 21st, beginning at 11 a.m. You can find a schedule of events online at artesiacouncil.com. And firefighters slowed the advance of the largest wildfire in the United States today as heavy winds relented, while President Joe Biden approved a disaster declaration, bringing new financial resources to remote stretches of New Mexico devastated by fire since early April. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
The problem with free speech on Twitter and other social media is how to handle racist, anti-Semitic, terrorist, homophobic, disinformation, and outright libel. The answer is amazingly simple. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. Twitter's problem with free speech, and this goes really for all of social media, is self-created. In the real world, anyone can shout out on a street corner, and it really makes no difference. It gains no traction. But on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and the others, they've carefully developed algorithms that amplify extreme postings to create and provoke anger, fear, and hate. Why? Well, to trigger harsh, raw, emotional reactions from others. Now, if he's really serious about free speech, Elon Musk's first action should be turn off the algorithms, stop amplifying the extremists. And all too soon, what they post, just like screaming on a street corner, will get no traction. I'm Kim Commando. A Simply Safe customer, Terry, was recently away for the weekend at her daughter's wedding. The morning of the big day, she got a call from Simply Safe's 24/7 professional monitoring. Simply Safe had detected water in her basement just moments after the leak started. Time was critical. Even an inch of flooding can cause more than $25,000 in damages. After talking to Simply Safe, Terry called her neighbor, who quickly turned the water off. Protecting against floods is just one of the many reasons more than 4 million people trust their home protection to Simply Safe. With a comprehensive Simply Safe system and 24/7 professional monitoring, you can have someone always looking out for you, like Terry. Plans cost under $1 a day with no long-term contracts or hidden fees, ever. You can customize the perfect system for your home in a few minutes at simplysafekim.com. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring at simplysafekim.com. That's simplysafekim.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. The heat gets turned up this weekend. Very warm for this time of year. We'll be in the upper 80s with plenty of sunshine today. For the overnight hours, clear and low 50s, and then high pressure will park over central New Mexico on Friday. So it'll be sunny. Our afternoon highs in the upper 90s. Get ready for a possibility of hitting 100 on Saturday with sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Lots of championships for the spring sports kicking off the next couple of days. We've got baseball and softball playoffs starting tomorrow. The small school track and field championships begin tomorrow in Albuquerque. That'll be happening Friday and Saturday for 1A, 2A, and 3A. State tennis for teams will begin tomorrow, but the doubles and singles championships began yesterday. Avery Williams from Goddard, the second seed in Class 4A girls. She won her opening match 6-4, 6-5 over Andrea Vonescu from Santa Fe Prep. She'll take on Shaylise Hahn from Highland this morning at 10 a.m. And Jose Nadal from NMMI is in the quarterfinals for 4A boys. He got through thanks to a forfeit. He'll take on an opponent from Hope, the second seed, Luciano Silveira, this morning at 10 a.m. Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The Federal Reserve intensified its fight against the worst inflation in 40 years by raising its benchmark interest rate by a 0.5 percentage point Wednesday, its most aggressive move since 2000, and signaling further large rate hikes to come. The company behind the TurboTax filing program will pay $141 million to customers across the United States who were deceived by misleading promises of free tax filing services. Intuit Incorporated will suspend the TurboTax free ad campaign and pay restitution to nearly 4.4 million taxpayers. Federal officials are promising to add air traffic controllers and take other steps to improve the flow of planes in Florida, which airlines say has become a weak link in the national airspace. The Federal Aviation Administration said Wednesday that it will add staff at a key air traffic control center in Jacksonville, Florida, and other places. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
This July, Roswell becomes Ground Zero.
I'm Clyde Lewis, and you're listening to Ground Zero.
The International UFO Museum and Research Center, in conjunction with Roswell's Talk FM, are bringing nationally syndicated radio show host Clyde Lewis to Roswell for the 2022 UFO Festival. Clyde will be broadcasting his show Ground Zero live from the International UFO Museum on Friday, July 1st from 8 to 11 p.m. Join Clyde as we celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Roswell incident. The truth is out there.
A great man once said, I think there are times when we all have a little bit of frog mania inside of us. We feel like a klutz. We feel plain, not witty or clever. We say the wrong words and do the wrong things. We feel ugly, out of fashion, and we just don't fit in. Sometimes we feel like a frog waiting to be kissed so we can turn into the prince we always wanted to be. Let me remind us of the words of a guy named John and what he wrote in the scriptures. John said, how great is the love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God. In his book, Never Lick a Moving Blender, Marvin Phillips reminds us that Jesus was a frog kisser. He loved those no one loved, he ate with those no one would eat with, and he touched those no one would touch. You know, the frogs. So this week, remember, there is one who loves you, no matter how froggish you are.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
To plant or not to plant? That is the question. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Our tomato plants and pepper plants are ready to go. If you plant them now, you might have homegrown tomatoes and peppers before anyone else, or the frost might kill them. As Clint Eastwood would say, do you feel lucky? You'll either be the smartest gardener in the county or you'll get to replant them all over again. I say go for it. You'll get more practice and we'll get more business. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, and I apologize to William Shakespeare.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
Have you ever thought, Mom and Dad are beginning to need more help, but with a busy job and raising a family, you just don't have the extra time? Personal Care by Design is just what you're looking for. We can be there when you can't, from 1 hour a day to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All of our caregivers are carefully screened, and we are the only personal care service that is overseen by a registered nurse. Competitive rates, great people, and experience is what sets us apart. So when you need extra help at home with your loved one, you can count on Personal Care by Design. Personal, private, and protected. Call us at 575-625-9471 for your personal care needs and receive a free nursing evaluation. That number again is 575-625-9471.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard, aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 7:59, closing in on 8 o'clock here. Town Hall News coming up in just a few seconds. Don't forget, not only is today Cinco de Mayo, but also National Day of Prayer. You're all invited to come out to the Chaves County Courthouse lawn beginning at noon today. They're going to have a National Day of Prayer ceremony or meeting at noon today. Also, I know the Historical Society for Southeast Mexico, they're going to do a National Day of Prayer gathering at 9 a.m. this morning in front of the flagpole there at the museum, if you'd like to join them there for a few minutes. But the big citywide will be at noon today at the Chaves County Courthouse lawn. All right, it is time for news. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Seems that OPEC is in no big hurry to step up oil production. Analysts say today's decision by the cartel for no dramatic increase in output will only aggravate the global energy crunch, expected to drive oil and gas prices even higher. Former President Trump's eldest son has reportedly met with members of the Democrat-controlled House Committee investigating the U.S. Capitol riots.
It remains unclear how substantive or significant Donald Trump Jr.'s testimony was, or how illuminating at this late stage of the process. At this point, of course, the committee has been investigating for months and months, so they've been able already to fill in a lot of blanks and missing pieces.
And correspondent Eric Tucker says close to 1,000 witnesses have testified before the panel. As a presidential candidate, Joe Biden had pledged to unite America. Well, now that he's in the White House, he's apparently abandoned that goal. Mr. Biden, who repeatedly slams former President Trump, is now smearing Trump supporters, saying, quote, "This MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history." Today, the 71st Annual National Day of Prayer. People all across the nation celebrating. Kathy Branzell, president of the National Day of Prayer Task Force.
We want to spend time this year praising the Lord, remembering who He is, honoring who He is, loving who He is.
There will be events in all 50 states and a national celebration featuring leading evangelicals. Extensive property damage across parts of Texas and Oklahoma, devastated by powerful storms, including tornadoes, yesterday. Watching Wall Street this morning, stocks are sharply lower. The Dow is down 497 points, the Nasdaq off 350, and the S&P down 77 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I'm about to compare a pepper shaker to a cash-out refinance. Hang with me. You know when you're at a restaurant and they ask, would you like some fresh ground pepper? And then they crank that giant tube, but almost nothing comes out? For me, only a certain amount of time is socially acceptable to wait. I know that getting that pepper out might make my life better, but it just seems too impossible. And that's what we hear people say about the cash-out refinance. People realize that the value of their home has gone up like hot pepper the last few years, leaving all this extra money sitting inside their home. But is it too hard to get out? It's Ryan from United Faith Mortgage. If you're interested in cashing out the extra pepper in your home, we're good at doing all the work while you just sit back and relax. And often, your mortgage payment and years in the loan will stay the same. If you'd like to hear about your options,
we are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. License in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
Senators on both sides of the aisle working to include banking rights for the cannabis industry in a so-called Fair Competition Bill.
The Senate's number 3 Democrat, Patty Murray of Washington State, is pushing for passage of the Safe Banking Act. It would allow cannabis firms, currently a cash-only business, to make use of the banking industry. Murray has gained some GOP support for including the legislation as part of a final competitiveness compromise with the House. The bill is separate from, if closely aligned with, Democrat-led efforts to legalize marijuana use at the federal level and expunge the jail records of those convicted of marijuana offenses. Bob Agnew reporting.
Rescuers in central China have pulled a woman alive from the rubble of a building that partially collapsed almost 6 days earlier. The unidentified woman is the 10th survivor of the disaster in which at least 5 people have died and an unknown number, possibly dozens, still listed as missing. News and analysis, townhall.com. Airbnb taking steps to prevent people from throwing parties at houses they rent for the Memorial Day and July 4th holidays.
Airbnb will impose special restrictions over those holidays, bringing back measures that the company claims worked last summer. Many customers will be barred from making one-night reservations for houses, and there will also be limits on who can make two-night bookings. The company says the restrictions won't apply to renters who have a history of good reviews from Airbnb hosts. Airbnb has long faced criticism over large parties, some of which have turned violent at properties listed by its hosts. John Scott reporting.
Florida, a popular getaway destination, but flying there has turned into a nightmare at times in recent months. Now federal officials are stepping in. The FAA planning to increase the number of air traffic controllers in Florida and will take other steps aimed at improving the flow of planes over the state. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Javelin, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody.
And welcome to it.
Yes. I mentioned real quick at the end of the last hour there, but today is National Day of Prayer.
Oh, yes.
At 9 a.m. this morning, the Historical Society is doing just a quick... They're going to meet out the flagpole right in front of the Historical Society there on Lee Street and just have a quick moment of prayer there.
Nice.
You're more than welcome to come participate. Love to have you there at 9 a.m.
Absolutely.
But the citywide National Day of Prayer event will be taking place at 12 noon today on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn. And they're going to have various religious speakers and community leaders speaking at the event. And just an hour of praise and worship. And you're invited to come on out, maybe take a lunch or, sit out in the lawn and pack a lunch and then listen and enjoy and then go back to work or if you can get out a little early, have lunch downtown and then walk on over at noon. Yeah. Whatever. We'd love to have you out there.
That'd be good. Good way to brighten up your day a little bit.
High noon.
Be there.
There's something else. Yes, I did watch this Chappelle thing.
Yeah, that was really something.
I know a lot of people are like, they shouldn't. Yes, I agree with everything that happened there. Mm-hmm. If you run up on a stage, game on.
You gave up your rights.
Yes.
You've given up your rights to fair treatment. It's basically the same thing as like if you get caught counting cards in Vegas,
Yeah.
the bookmakers are going to take you in the back. They're going to have their way with you, and there's nobody to say, negative about it.
Everybody lives in this world where, like, we shouldn't. I was like, no, where's personal responsibility? You decided you wanted to come on the stage and attack that man. Didn't go the way you hoped.
Yep.
Now you're going to feel the repercussions
You
of
got
said
your
thing.
lumps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got
no
a story
problem with it.
If nothing else, you got a story to tell.
Yeah.
That time I tried to tackle Dave Chappelle and got a beat down because of it.
Good.
That's where I lost this tooth.
Yeah, that tape, they beat the snot out that dude.
And they were still beating him up as Chappelle was moving on with the set. That was almost like the more interesting part of it.
Yeah, it's
like we can watch some comedy. All right, let's watch this fight.
Yeah. Well, I have no qualms with what happened to that man. I know some people do, and I don't care.
This is the dangerous
It's called
precedent.
personal responsibility.
Right, I agree with you 100%. But this is the dangerous precedent that was set with the slap.
Oh, with the Chris Rock. And,
as soon as.
By the way, Chris Rock was there.
Was he really?
If you see at the very end of the clip, I just saw it online. There's a clip where it's like kind of towards the end when it's all over. Dave Chappelle's up there and another guy,
I did see that.
and
He
Chris
pops
Rock.
up and goes, "Was that Will Smith?" Yeah,
it's like
that's
slaps
pretty well
on the
done.
back and
but
all.
that's what I'm saying. It sets a dangerous precedent when people assume that they have the freedom and right to just walk up on stage if they don't agree with what somebody's saying.
Yeah.
Once the gate gets knocked down, I mean, it's scary.
I know people all talk about the world movie living, but at the end of the day, you can't deny it. You can't change it. There are repercussions for every decision you make. You make a decision, there's going to be a repercussion for it. And I don't care how liberal or how conservative you are. That's just human nature.
Now, look, I'm not trying to say that there should be a 100% complete freedom and just let them say whatever they want. But there has to be a level of offensiveness in comedy. There just has to be. For comedy to work successfully, someone has to be the victim. Someone has to be the butt of the joke.
Well, and I think a lot of it's the mental health of the world we just can't handle.
Right.
I think a large hunk of the population actually can handle it and kind of can mentally separate real from fodder.
Right.
There is this small percentage of very loud people that cannot.
Yeah.
And that's what we're dealing with.
The problem, though, is they're a very loud sect.
Well, it's because of social media and the world we live in.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease, as they
Everyone's
say.
got a platform now, so,
Right.
I don't know. Maybe you should charge for Twitter. See if that shit. Snapchat and all these others. See how free speech gets quieted down.
Once you put a cost on free
I want to
speech.
make stupid things, but I ain't paying for it. Maybe that's
You're free to say and feel whatever you want. Just understand there will be repercussions for it.
$29.99 a month.
I feel like there should be, I'm not saying like an all the time thing, but I feel like there should be a level of reverence left for the stage.
Sure.
That people who are on a stage, whether you agree with them or not.
Well, it's hypocrisy at level 10 because the same people that are getting offended, they're doing the exact same thing in their own little circles. They're just as catty. They're just as they're probably more hateful, to be honest.
Well, when you don't have as loud of a mouthpiece, you don't have to be as careful.
And they're itching to just go but crack crazy, and that's what they're doing.
I like that. Butt crack crazy. I'm start using that.
Use it. I love it. It's I think it'd be good on a shirt.
It's pretty good. I like big gulp cup full of crazy. That's what I always. That's actually the phrase I used to describe Charlie Sheen during his meltdown. The big gulp cup full of crazy.
Yeah, I would even go double gulp.
Ooh, I like it.
Because big gulp is not the ultimate.
That's true. Big gulp's kind of small by comparison.
It used to be back in the 80s and 70s, big gulp, but now that's like the middle fare.
Right.
The big gulp. Now you're like
because you get the gulp.
Yeah.
Then the big gulp.
Yeah.
And double gulp.
Double gulp, and I think there's like a gulp above that.
Right.
Like gallon gulp or
the problem.
Yeah.
It's just called the problem.
The diabetes
It
gulp.
comes with a handle.
Comes with an insulin pump. But they have them.
Is there a socially acceptable term in 2022 for that thing you do where you start at one end of the soda fountain and you get all the sodas? Because I don't think we can call it suicide anymore, can you?
No, probably not.
No, it feels offensive. I don't know.
Taste the rainbow?
We need to come up with a new term. So,
I think that one's taken, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, I'm not so down with it in the soda world, but I'm all for it in the Slurpee/slushy world.
I agree with you 100% to a point.
Yeah.
Because 7-Eleven can get a little bit weird with some of their flavors.
They do. Yeah, they like to mix flavors in their flavors.
Right.
Like they'll do watermelon Coca-Cola, and I'm like, no, I want to do that myself.
Right. Which I'm fine with, like cherry, Coke. Those two go great together. But then you got like the banana in there.
Yeah.
That's just weird. There's a level of weird. Couple of years ago, they actually did a Sour Patch one, which was phenomenal.
As a Slurpee or
yeah,
Slushie?
It was a Slurpee. It was like sour apple. It was real good.
Yeah. I bet that'd be all right.
7-Elevens, they're up on their Slurpee flavors. They're like Oreo. They when they bring a flavor, usually it works pretty well. But banana by itself is a good standalone flavor. It just doesn't mix well with others.
Yeah.
It doesn't play well with others.
Coke is always the one seed. Grape was one I used to love a lot too.
Yeah.
That was like whenever grape was there, I was like, oh, I love the grape.
You know what I miss though is Slush Puppy. Those were the bomb. Those were great. I don't know if you can get them anywhere around here.
I feel like you can.
Maybe. But I like the ability to add your own syrup was a game changer.
Yeah. I grew up on Team Slurpee, so that's just what I know.
Well, come to find out, I didn't know this until recently, but Icy and Slurpee, same company. Same thing exactly, just a different name. It's all about marketing.
Surprised me.
Yeah. I was a little upset about that. Because then you got that contingent of like, oh no, forget your Slurpees, Icy's all the way.
They got them all.
Yeah. You don't know. You've been tasting the same thing for all these years.
Yeah.
It's like finding out that Coke and Pepsi are made by the same company. It's like, what?
Right. Of course, that's really kind of true because, I mean, most of the drinks you drink are either owned by Coke or Pepsi.
Yeah.
In some way, you're like, oh, this is a new drink. Yeah, it's a Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Follow the the trail because you'll see like a company, Upstart will start up and do okay with their mineral water or whatever. Coke will just come and scoop them up.
Yeah.
Couple $100 million and boom.
I kind of wish. All right, we got to wrap this up, but I kind of wish Coca-Cola would get some consistency with their can design.
Yeah.
Because like there's some of these drinks are the same drinks, but they keep changing the can, and I think it's like I saw a Coke can the other day. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, and I look, oh, it's just vanilla flavored Coke, but it looked different, like some new thing. I'm like, quit teasing me with like new products that aren't new.
It took me a real long time to get used to the new Coke Zero look.
Yeah.
Like I was not ready for that whole the
red
swap.
and black verse.
I'm used to it now. I know, like my eye knows to see it now, but for a while it was hard.
It's a little harder to spot on the soda shelf
because you go looking for the black. Now you got to look for the red on like the red with the black. It's hard. It's
and then if you want cherry Coke Zero, you got to go back looking for the black again, and then it's like, all right.
Yeah, they're going to change that pretty soon, I'll bet.
Yeah, that's fine. Now my thing is I drink Coke Zero, but then I'll get like a 6-pack of the cherry because every once in a while I'm like, I want a little cherry in my life, and then I'll go pop one in. So
nice cherry every now and again is good.
Let me give you the rundown.
Yes.
We're going to talk about sodas. I'm just kidding. That's not what we're doing. We're going to have Barbara Gomez join us here from Frontier Medical in a few minutes, and she's going to give us an update what's going on Frontier Medical, talk all about their services through their business, and as well as personal care by design, all part of the Frontier Medical umbrella there. She'll join us in just a few. Later on, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety along with your Wall Street business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get a gander at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. The heat gets turned up this weekend. Very warm for this time of year. We'll be in the upper 80s with plenty of sunshine today. For the overnight hours, clear and low 50s, and then high pressure will park over central New Mexico on Friday, so it'll be sunny. Our afternoon highs in the upper 90s. Get ready for a possibility of hitting 100 on Saturday with sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 54 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 57%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. As far as the week goes and weather and all that, I got to admit, I think today's kind of my favorite day of the week. It's kind of maybe you could say the Goldilocks of the week. Not too hot, not too cold, not too windy, not too anything, just kind of right. Sunny, 86 for a high today. Again, nice and warm, but not like scorching hot. Winds, not crazy, out of the north, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Enjoy that. because it's going to get warmer and change later this week. Tonight, clear skies, overnight low of 51 with west winds 5 to 15. And then tomorrow we start warming back up. Sunny, 97 for a high tomorrow. Winds will be out of the northwest 5 to 15 miles per hour. Friday night, skies will be clear, 56 for an overnight low with winds out of the west 5 to 15. Saturday is going to be a big hot dust bowl. We're talking sunny, hot, high of 101. Winds are going to be up out of the southwest 5 to 15 early, picking up 15 to 25 miles per hour later in the day. Saturday night, clear skies, overnight low of 59 and breezy. And then we'll be near the century mark once again on Sunday, sunny, hot, breezy, highs right around 99. So that's what we're looking at. So enjoy your sunny 86 light winds today because it gets a little warmer and a little windier as the week progresses. All right, it is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 3.5 minute commercial break. And then on the other side here, Barbara Gomez with Frontier Medical will join us on the other side. Don't go away.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
Come join in the fun. The United Way of Eddy County presents the Cinco de Mayo Golf Tournament, Saturday, May 7th at Riverside Country Club with a 9 a.m. start and over $1,000 in payouts per flight. Plus, raffle prizes, breakfast provided, mulligans available, and so much more. For more info, call Maria Cole at the United Way at 575-887-3504 or contact the Riverside Country Club. Live United at the United Way of Eddy County Cinco de Mayo Golf Tournament, Saturday, May 7th at the Riverside Country Club, 1700 West Orchard Lane in Carlsbad.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
When Bluebell takes milk chocolate ice cream and loads it with chocolate-coated peanut butter cups and peanut butter cookie dough pieces, you get chocolate peanut butter overload. Better by a country smile.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at Thriftway Supermarket in Ruidoso and all Farmers Country Market.
Make your home a smart home with Smart Home Wi-Fi from Plateau. Now you can connect more devices to fast, reliable Wi-Fi throughout your home. That means faster speeds with no downtime or lag. Enhance your connection, expand your reach, and experience whole home device control and protection with Plateau. Plateau offers true fiber with options starting as low as $60 a month, all with no caps and no hidden fees. Call today, 575-755-1000, or stop by 1001 South Main in Roswell. Get smart home Wi-Fi today from Plateau. Tried, true, trusted.
A great man once said, I think there are times when we all have a little bit of frog mania inside of us. We feel like a klutz. We feel plain, not witty or clever. We say the wrong words and do the wrong things. We feel ugly, out of fashion, and we just don't fit in. Sometimes we feel like a frog waiting to be kissed so we can turn into the prince we always wanted to be. Let me remind us of the words of a guy named John and what he wrote in the scriptures. John said, how great is the love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God. In his book, Never Lick a Moving Blender, Marvin Phillips reminds us that Jesus was a frog kisser. He loved those no one loved, he ate with those no one would eat with, and he touched those no one would touch. You know, the frogs. So this week, remember, there is one who loves you, no matter how froggish you are.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Astronauts are not allowed to eat beans before they go into space because passing wind in a spacesuit damages them. The suits or the astronauts? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, wearing your day job hat today.
Yeah.
Barbara Gomez.
My regular job.
Yes, your day job hat. Barbara Gomez with us with Frontier Medical this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing good, considering you made me get up early. You know, I'm not a morning person. Ask anybody. I'm just not a morning person. But hey, for you, I got up.
Well, thank you. Please blame my boss. I keep telling him I want to do a morning show midday, but he doesn't agree with me on that. So
that would be an interesting one.
Yeah, problem is that then I'm cutting into Clay and Travis, and they won't like that.
No,
that would
they
be
won't
a bad
like that.
thing, so
yeah, we like those guys.
I guess probably before we kind of get into everything, kind of give for folks that aren't familiar with Frontier Medical, just kind of an overview of what all the different services and everything that you guys provide.
I'd be happy to. Yeah. Well, Frontier Medical, we sit right on Main Street. You guys, we're part of
right across the street from
right
here,
across the street,
downtown here,
downtown Roswell, right beside Bullock's Jewelry. Actually, if you can't find us.
So if you need, when you're done getting services there, you can get some bling next door.
Yeah, you can get some bling next door. You know, you can get some art the other direction.
There you go.
Some beef jerky.
And some food,
yeah, I'm saying you can just keep on going down Main Street.
Get all your needs taken care of right there in one block.
That's right. Well, we at Frontier Medical have been around since 1998. So, you know, we're almost 24 years old now.
Nice.
And we provide all kinds of services at home. I think there's a big confusion about what we do sometimes, because there's home health and then there's home care.
Yeah.
You know, or aid services.
Sure. And there is a difference in the two.
There is a huge difference. And sometimes even doctors and medical people get it mixed up.
Sure.
You know, sometimes we'll get a phone call saying, hey, we need you guys to come out and take care of my father, my mother. They need help taking a bath. And you know what's interesting about that, Mike? Medicare will not pay for that.
That's not considered part of the medical side.
That's not considered part of the medical side. So we take care of your medical needs. So what happens, you end up, say, in the hospital, you go see your doctor, and he says, you know what? You need help between, getting well and getting back home.
While you convalesce.
While you're trying to get back on your feet. And that's where we come in. So you might have had a hip surgery, you might have fallen down, you might have heart issues, congestive heart failure, breathing issues, and just about anything.
Even a sports-related injury
right.
or something. Anything it's like slowing you down or preventing you from doing your day-to-day routine.
Yeah. I mean, even, whenever sometimes people have surgeries, they end up with bad wounds. And so what we offer is we provide nursing at home.
Sure.
And we provide skilled care. And I think that's where the big difference comes in.
Well, and I know enough to know that anytime you have surgery or anything like that, the healing process is made or lost in the aftercare of that.
That's true.
And, I all the time I hear people have like knee replacements or hip replacements. And the people that generally have more difficult times are the folks that aren't as stringent
following the rules,
following the aftercare instructions and things. And that's where Frontier Medical can really help you stay within those things. And because I don't think people don't. It's not like they don't want to do what they say. It's just
we just can't sit still very long.
Can't sit still. Time, life happens, things happen, and you're like, I'm not going to do my stretches or whatever it is I'm supposed to do. And Frontier Medical can kind of offset some of that, so you can focus on the things you're supposed to do and allow them to help you do the other things in life too.
Right. And I think the other thing to remember is we not only offer nursing care with registered nurses, but we also offer therapeutic.
Okay.
Which a lot of times it's not that you don't, maybe your wounds are healing just fine, or you're feeling well after a stroke possibly, but maybe what you need is physical therapy at home. And so a lot of times people get that mixed up as well. They want to run around town.
Sure.
And for home health specifically, you have to be homebound. That's a big, thing. If you're not homebound, then you can go to outpatient physical therapy.
Sure.
But maybe the doctor says, I think it's better for you not to be running around to Walmart or whatever. Let me send somebody to you instead. And again, so we offer skilled services through a nurse. We offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy.
All in the comfort of your home.
All in the comfort of your home.
Nice.
Now, these do require a physician's order because it is covered by Medicare.
Gotcha.
So Medicare has guidelines.
So basically, this could, no out-of-pocket or serious out-of-pocket costs for the patient.
Actually, no, because we at Medicare we at Frontier accept Medicare as final payment. We
Gotcha.
will not bill you for.
So not only will it be cheaper, it won't be a dime in some cases.
It will not be coming out of your pocket.
Nice.
Not only do we accept Medicare, we accept Medicaid also, and we provide, and we also accept private insurance. And let's just say maybe you have a weird insurance that nobody else has. You might give us a call anyway, because we do one-time contracts with a lot of different insurances. Because sometimes, they pop up out of nowhere.
Sure. A new company or whatever.
A new company or whatever. So, and the other big thing that I think that's a plus for Frontier Medical is that we have employees that have stayed put for a long time. So we've got employees that know what they're doing. Specifically, we have, let's say, Carmen, one of our nurses that's there. She's been there for a long time. She does a lot of our weekends and nights, and so she is our wound care nurse. But not that she's the only one. We have others that are wound care nurses as well.
But she's kind of your weekend
person. She's kind of our weekend, sometimes weekend.
Off hours person.
And she's really great. And so she's trained other nurses on wound care because it's a very specific type of, trust me, I had fallen down one time when I was on vacation, got a really bad, scraped my knee really, really bad. And I came back to work and she says, we need to do debridement on that. Do you know what that is, Mike? It's not fun.
I do not
know. No, it's not fun. She sat me down, put my leg up, and basically they scrubbed the bad skin off the top. Trust me.
It sounds
horrible. But you know what? That gives the body a time to heal.
Sure.
And, grow back really great skin.
Necessary.
So it's really great. And the other thing that's great about us is that we also do everything from babies all the way up to 100 plus.
Okay. So if you're a human being needing home care from the womb to seniors, everybody.
Yes. And sometimes, babies do get sick. Babies do need certain things, and the doctors call us and say, we need infusions.
Sure.
We need specific. And a lot of nurses are not real comfortable working with babies. Everything's tiny and and a little bit harder to work with.
Sure. They're special, usually people that's what they do is work. But you've got staff that can help and do all of that too.
Absolutely.
So, well, and and I don't want to brush over this. Like you said, you've got a lot of folks that have been with Frontier Medical a long time, and to me that speaks volumes for the company as well. Because if it's one thing to treat your customers right and to make sure they're taken care of. That's every business. I hope is trying to achieve that goal, but you can kind of learn about a business when you have a steady group of people that, I've been here 10 years. I've been here 15 years. I've been here 20 years.
Yes.
When you have a collective group of people, that speaks volumes saying, because especially in the healthcare world where if you're not happy where you're at, there's a million other places that are looking for you to hire you. So to have someone in the healthcare to stay in one place for an extended period of time when they have so many options, throwing money at them. I mean, especially if you're in demand, the sky's the limit sometimes. And healthcare is like that. So to have people that say, no, I'm going to keep where I'm at. I love it. That speaks volumes for Frontier Medical as a, people want to stay there and are happy there. That means they're treating their employees good, which means they probably treat their customers well, which means it's just a good overall experience for everyone involved.
Absolutely. It's kind of interesting because a lot of places are having a hard time finding employees. And Mike, there doesn't go a week before we don't have nurses asking if we have any open positions. We have people applying all the time. And you're right, our team is pretty large as far as our nursing team is. It's pretty significant. But the other thing that we have is we speak Spanish as well. So we have Spanish speaking nurses. We don't have any male nurses right now, but we do have most, and I find it interesting, but even men prefer to have a woman nurse.
Really?
Yeah. We do.
Maybe it's the nurturing side.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Like doctors, we don't think as so much as the nurturer, more of the nurse does, and so we think of women as more nurturers. So maybe that's what it is.
And men don't mind, and of course women prefer to have women a lot of times, especially the older generation.
Sure.
And then we have physical therapy, and I will brag on this group because we have the largest physical therapy and physical therapy assistant group in town. And with that as well, we have Spanish speaking, and we have men, and we have women as well. We have occupational therapy. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's a small motor skills. It's, it's like physical therapy for larger things.
Gotcha.
Your legs, your arms, moving, getting up, sitting down. And the occupational therapy that works more on the small motor skills. So after you've had a stroke, sometimes people forget how to use their hands or need that exercise
Sure.
to learn how to eat.
Yeah.
Sometimes learn how to speak again, and that's where our speech therapy comes in.
Okay.
So we offer all of that. And sometimes Medicare does. Remember I told you earlier that we don't do bathing and personal care. But if you qualify for skilled care, Medicare will allow for a little bit of personal care, maybe once or twice a week.
Depending on your medical condition, your own mobility. And
right, and what's going on
Yeah.
with you. So they do allow that. But that's the perfect thing because we also provide a non-medical side of Frontier Medical.
Personal care by
which
design.
is personal care by design, basically personal care that you design yourself. Everything from a couple of hours a week all the way up to...
And to be honest, this side of it, you technically don't have to have a medical, you know what I mean?
No.
Like if this is, like if you got, maybe you're a single person that has 7,000 things going on and there's certain things in your life you don't have time to take care of, personal care by design could kind of fill that void for some of you on that. I mean, obviously if you have medical and all that, you need that, they're there for that, but on this side of things, there's no really a rule or anything saying you have to have a medical issue.
This is private. This is personal. You decide what you want. We'll do pretty much anything. We do house cleaning. We do light meals. We might run errands for you.
Go get meds or
go do whatever. We'll even go. I know that a lot of times we get calls from family members that are wanting help for their mom or dad that's slowing down. Maybe they live somewhere else and they're concerned, you know what, mom's going to the doctor. She doesn't know what the doctor said. We can send a personal care person out with them and take notes and come back and say, look, this is what the doctor said. This is what's going on.
Be that kind of liaison for the
between
family.
Between the family.
Nice.
And so, like I said, we can do as little as 2 hours a day, up to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we can stay with them at night.
Yeah, that's great.
You need a break. Sometimes taking care. I mean, I just came back from seeing my mom, who's 89 years old. And trust me, after a week in there, I give kudos to my sister that's taking care of her. That is the hard job.
It is. It's 24/7 sometimes.
Right. And many of you are out there taking care of your parents, and you're going, man, do I need a break? I need to go to lunch with my friends. Give us a call.
You need to take care of your own mental health. And,
you do.
In the world we live in right now, it's easy to get overwhelmed and overburdened in life. Right. And maybe a simple solution is a phone call to Personal Care by Design to help out. Like you said, maybe you're in a situation where you maybe you live in Artesia or Carlsbad, and you got folks that live here, and you can't. I check in them once or twice a week, but I can't be here every day. I can't be there for their day-to-day stuff, and that's where Personal Care by Design can be. We're gonna make sure she's got some meals for this week, and we're gonna make sure meds are put away. Because usually at that, especially if it's an older point, you got that bottle with or that container with the day's pills and all that, making sure they can make sure all that's done for them and all that kind of stuff.
They can just oversee that, of course, because we're not medical. We're not allowed to hand them a pill or give them any medication whatsoever.
But as far as organizing and all that stuff.
organizing and say, Mrs. Jones, right now it's time for your pills. Let's get your pills to you so you can take those.
It's really just to help being an organizational assistant in some way, shape, and whether it's just reminding you of stuff or running errands for you, that's kind of what the Personal Care by Design's for.
And you know what I think is another really cool aspect of this is that if somebody has a car, they don't drive very much anymore, but they want to go out. I think the mental health side of elderly people is just getting out.
So being like a little personal transportation service for them a little bit.
And I mean, we will take them out in our cars, if they want, or we can take them out in their own car.
Okay. So kind of like, for an example, say the person's like, I want to go grocery shopping, but they don't feel comfortable driving themselves. You can ride with them and maybe help them walk with them and put stuff on the shelves and all that. And just kind of be there in case they need any assistance while they're running their own errands.
Right. My mother they love the dollar store. I mean, she could spend, hours in there. But, picking up all kinds of stuff. You walk out with $30 worth of stuff, she doesn't need. But you know what? It really makes her happy.
Sure.
So that's another aspect of it that I think you need to consider.
And there's another side of it, too, that we haven't really gone into, and it's the mental health side. Say, what if you have, like, a mom and dad, one's passed, they're living alone, and they don't have a lot of social interactions. This Personal Care by Design, in essence, could be a little, because I don't care who you are or how social or not social you are. When you're alone all the time and constantly doing that, it will get to you after a while, and you're going to want to talk to people. And it's when you're by yourself and not talking to people, it's easier for things like depression and those things to settle in. So this could be some, as a companion in things, because I imagine many of the relationships between the personal care by design person and the customer, the client, they get friendly.
They get friendly.
And I imagine there's some kind of personal relationship at some point. And who knows? I imagine after a while they're sending each other birthday cards and things like that. You know what I mean?
And I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because companionship, along with respite care, the other side of it is companionship.
Absolutely.
Playing games, just having conversation. And you might think, well, why am I going to pay somebody, by hour to come sit and talk with mom? Because it really helps them a lot.
Absolutely.
It helps them, their life better. It gives them better quality of life.
And it takes the burden off you to be the sole provider. Of all things for this person. And because, and 99% of us will do it because it's our loved ones and we'll do it. But anytime you do that 24/7, it's going to mess with your own mental health, because guess what? Your life isn't slowing down. By the way, all the demands and responsibilities you have in your life, they're still there.
Yeah,
but now you've got this added responsibility of taking care of a loved one.
Right.
And that's where personal care by design can help with that ancillary stuff. It
Absolutely.
really,
and I think it keeps their mind sharp. My mother loves to play games. I mean, she's really good at it. And I think doing puzzles, playing games, talking with them, that really helps them to stay sharp, and their desire to keep moving.
Yeah.
Gets them excited about, let's go out and get a hamburger. Let's go to Sonic and park at Sonic and get a burger.
I never thought about that, but yes, like come over, let's play a game of chess or something, Yeah,
absolutely. My mom's really good at a lot of these games. Matter of fact, she's so smart. She beats all of us on anything that has to do with numbers. But on the other end of it, if you have somebody that's really sick, maybe they're on hospice already, and you're thinking, man, I can't be here all the time. Hospice is there, and they're doing their job, and they're doing a good job. But I need somebody to talk to mom, turn her every once in a while, change her sheets in the bed.
Or giving above and beyond what hospice covers.
Beyond.
Yeah.
And again, it's up to you. Do you need a couple of hours? Do you need somebody to be there all night long? So you can look at it, that direction on the medical side of it.
Yeah.
Because again, Medicare does not pay for this.
Yeah.
Now, there is a program out there, to be fair to everyone that's out there. If you have Medicaid, it's hard to keep these things apart.
It is.
But if you have Medicaid does offer a personal service.
Okay.
We don't have that, but other people here in town, other companies here in town.
But if you qualify for that, you certainly will put them in the right direction.
Yeah. I mean, we get phone calls all the time to ask about that.
Yeah.
And they'll say, well, will my insurance cover it? And it's like, no, your insurance will not cover it. Medicare will not cover that, but Medicaid will. So let's just move you on to somebody else that will.
Yeah.
But
I forgot. I know we're getting all over on this, but I kind of want to get back. Do you guys still do some of the medical supply stuff?
No, we do not, Mike.
That stuff.
We stopped doing durable medical equipment known as DME.
So it's strictly just the service side. Okay. I wanted to clarify that out there for folks too, because I know that was something you guys used to be able to do.
Yeah, we did. We did it for a little bit, and then it really wasn't. We weren't doing really well on that end of it, so we decided just to drop that and just focus.
Use your resources on the service side of things.
And we stay pretty busy all the time. You know what I'm saying? We just went through a survey, which is always really fun, Mike, to walk in on a Monday morning to a surveyor. They never tell you when they're going to show up. I don't know why they don't tell you, and they don't tell you what they're going to look at. So we're all twiddling our thumbs and
I guess they want to catch you in a day-to-day off guard.
Wringing our hands. But this time around it was more of an interesting thing because they were looking more at COVID. And those that know me know that I hadn't been able to be out a lot since COVID started. So I became the COVID liaison. And just to let everybody know, we do see COVID patients. We do see COVID positive patients. A lot of agencies stopped.
And you guys continue to help them. Awesome.
I mean, we did the full gear if we had to.
Well, and it makes sense because this is when people need these services the most. And so you guys are like, well, this is what we do. We're going to continue to do that. So good. I mean, so if maybe that's your thing, if you need a week or two of help because you're dealing with COVID.
Yeah, you're getting over
Personal care by design, Frontier Medical can help you there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, it was really kind of interesting because sometimes one of our nurses would go out and we'd have to, they put on all their gears, went to get ready to go into a patient's home, come back out. They have to take it all off, put it outside. We have to spray them down before they come back into the building.
Absolutely. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. But luckily we did well, in our survey. But it's always interesting whenever you walk in and you think you're all prepared with all your policies and processes, and then they come in and you're going, oh, I didn't think about that one.
Sure, yeah. I get you. Yeah, because we're not all lawyers.
No. And I think they're kind of like the CIA, we tell you anything, we'll have to kill you kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of, but good news is you guys
I think we did really well, and so we're excited about that we hopefully won't see them for a while.
Absolutely. You're good for a few months or a year, whenever they call. Really want is if folks are listening here and thinking, man, that there's something here, Frontier Medical, Personal Care by Design, either one of these are definitely something that my family can benefit from. Please give them a call. You call direct 575-627-1112. Again, that's 575-627-1112. And either if you need Frontier Medical or Personal Care by Design services.
We're both there on Main Street, right beside the Lake. So,
do you guys have Facebook or any of the websites or places that people want to do some of their own reading?
Yeah, you can do some reading. You can also stop in and see us if you want to come in to talk to us. It happens often. Family members come in, sit on our couch, and let us know what's happening in their life and what's going on with their family, or they're looking, going, wow, Mom is slowing down, or we're concerned about this or that. We can be there. So give us a call.
And just please remember, these services are for everyone. I know we like you said, we think a lot of times we think of the elderly or seniors or people that are, dealing with kind of end of life type needs and things. But Frontier Medical and Personal Care by Design cover the gamut. You could, like you said, you could be an infant needing issues, or maybe you're a 20-year-old person that's got a sports industry and a sports injury, and you're laid up and can't do everything.
Or you've had a motorcycle wreck, or you've been in a wreck of some sort.
Sure.
Or interestingly enough, in our community, a gunshot wound.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't think about that, but sometimes we do see people like that. Children also have breaks in their legs, and very bad ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, you can pick them up and carry them around, but wouldn't it be better if we could go see them at home so you don't have to pick them up there and take them somewhere else?
Yeah, if your kids your kid gets a sports injury or something, or injury. I keep saying injury or something, and and you're working, you've got a lot going on, but your child, you can't stay home all day with them because you got to pay the bills too, and so this could be that thing, or you yourself. Maybe you're not even injured. Maybe you're just overwhelmed when I'm a single person with a child. I got 2 jobs, and I don't even have time to go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Personal Care by Design can help with some of that.
Mike, I actually tried to, at one aspect of it, I tried to market it in that direction, because honestly, our lives are overwhelming.
Absolutely.
Sometimes my husband and I are at a place where we don't have kids around anymore, but I can't believe we're kind of going, it's 8:30 and we're just barely eating dinner. What in the world is going on here?
And sometimes life gets too busy, and then you forget to not take care of your own personal needs because you're doing others.
That's
and that's where Personal Care by Design can come in there. And that's just it. Maybe you need it for a longer term. Maybe you just need it for a couple of weeks, whatever it is.
Yeah, maybe you just need somebody to run around for you because you're just wanting some time. Maybe you're a business person. Maybe you're traveling a lot. You want someone to come by and clean your house while you're gone, or do some laundry or something. But think about that. But
absolutely.
If I could just clarify or maybe emphasize Frontier Medical.
Absolutely.
Because it is a medical side of it. Just remember that Medicare does pay for this, because a lot of elderly people get really nervous. All of us do. We don't want any extra bills.
Absolutely.
And so if you can just remember that whatever Medicare pays us, that's what we accept as full payment. So you will not get another bill from us. And of course, even if you're Medicaid or private insurance, we'll be happy to work with you.
Absolutely. And that's and I know that side of things can get confusing, and that's where your staff and yourself can kind of explain and kind of break it down for them so they understand what's covered, where the money's coming from, how it's working, because you're right. You can get in the weeds by barely scratching the surface when it comes to Medicaid, Medicare, regular private health care, and all of that, or what's out of pocket and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
I do that.
Yeah. And just when you think you got it figured out, they change the rules on you. So let their staff help you with all that. If you've got questions, put it this way: if there is a way where they can get someone other than you to pay for it, they're going to find
we'll
that.
do that. Yeah, we will do that. And I think another big thing to remember is that we are local. We are locally owned and operated. We're not part of big corporation, so the buck stops here.
Gotcha.
You got issues, we can call the
All
boss.
decisions are made here at this
they're
level.
made right here.
Yeah,
we
you don't have to run it up the flagpole.
Nope. You know, we have a director of nursing there in our office, and our administrator comes in and out. So you need to talk to us. We will be there. Give us a call. We can help you as much as we can. And
Absolutely.
just another quick thing, Mike, is we also, sometimes people bring us, people that we've had on our services, they didn't, just like this week, we had a lady walk in with a bag full of stuff, and she's like, my dad's feeling well anymore. We don't need any of this stuff. It's not been opened. Can we donate it back? And so what we try to do is we have a storage room in the back that we keep things that are donated. Sometimes they're as much as wheelchairs and walkers and things like that.
So people in need come by.
Yes.
Hey, there's some stuff here. Help yourself.
Yeah, because we did. Remember when the guy from the circus was here?
Absolutely.
Remember how they got stranded here for a really long time?
They were stuck here for like a year.
A year, poor people. But we got to know them really, really well because his wife ended up having a surgery in El Paso.
Oh, wow.
And they had some needs. And so they'd come in. Sometimes they'd purchase, and sometimes we'd say, we got all of this. Just take it. You guys need it. You've been here for a little while. So we try to work really hard with the community. We are community-minded.
So if someone's listening too and they say, well, I've got a perfectly great wheelchair at home or a
I'm
walker
not
at
using
home,
it.
call Frontier Medical, see if that's something they can take off your hands and then and donate it, and they'll make sure it gets to someone truly in need.
Yes.
Awesome. Good deal.
Yeah.
So and of course, if someone's listening and saying, my mom needs a wheelchair and I can't afford to buy one right now.
Yeah, just give us a call. We might have one sitting there. A lot of times, if we're short on something, we loan it out because people don't need them out for very long.
Sure,
so
they maybe need it for a couple weeks or a month or
so they
whatever.
sign it out and bring it back when they're done so we can continue to help the community with those type of things.
Awesome. So please if you want to learn more about personal care by design, Frontier Medical, if in your need of any of the other services we were just talking about here, don't hesitate to reach out, 575-627-1112. Again, that's 575-627-1112. What's generally office hours that people are...
It's general office hours. It's 8 to 5.
Okay.
But we do have after hours. So if anybody ever calls after hours, it goes to our answering service, which goes to our nurse, generally Carmen, but it's not always Carmen.
Regardless when you call, someo's going to
answer.
Answer the phone and talk to you.
Someone's going to answer.
Perfect. Again, 575-627-1112. Or come on by here on North Main, 217A North Main. It's right downtown here.
Right downtown.
Just look for, right there next to the coffee shop.
And Bullocks
and all the stuff that's right
the
there.
art shop there.
Yeah, can't miss it. It says Frontier Medical. Can't miss it. So. Did we get all, Barbara?
I think we got it all, Mike.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Anytime. And and real quick, do you want to do a plug for your next Kiwanis meeting if you want to come out and learn more about that?
Yes, we do have a Kiwanis meeting coming up, and of course you'd ask me, Mike.
We
meet now only twice a month.
Okay.
And we are working on our all-inclusive park.
Yes, that's coming along nicely.
We just had a meeting this week, so we don't have another one until the 20. I'm sorry, I don't remember the Tuesday. Coming up Tuesday.
Well, we'll get that information here.
Yeah, but we meet at Los Cerritos.
Yeah.
We got brand new people joining us all the time.
Good.
We're busy working on the all-inclusive park.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, we partnered up with the Autism Society to build a park for kids with disabilities.
Yeah.
And if you ever come if you come in here and talk to Mike at some point, we do have a can sitting here on the desk.
Yeah, drop some change there. It's still fundraising for that.
We're still fundraising for that.
And the city's partnered with the Kiwanis Club to help make this event happen here.
The city's kind of our physical agent because we did receive some money from the state.
Yeah. But they're working with the city because obviously to get to something in the city, Kiwanis.
We have to work together.
Yeah. So, but if you want to learn more about that, get involved, come to the next Kiwanis meeting, have lunch at Cerritos there, get your taco
call
or
Barbara
burger
at Frontier. I'll tell you all about Kiwanis as well.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate it. And
thank you, Mike.
We'll see you next time.
All right. See you guys later.
All right. It is 8:51. Time for some news, weather, town hall business, and a couple commercials to pay for lunch. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Friday night, Main Street Roswell will dedicate 2 benches in the downtown district to individuals who have had a great impact on the people in and around the city. The round of bench dedications includes the dedication donated by Main Street Roswell to honor community hero and helper Johnny Gonzalez. Also, there will be thanks to past President Julianne Halverson, who was recently elected to the City Council Ward 2 seat for her countless hours of volunteerism all over the city. Gather at White Mattress Sleep Gallery at 201 North Main Street, 6 p.m. Friday. The Artesia Public Library and the Artesia Arts Council will present the first City of Champions Comic Con on Saturday, May 21st, beginning at 11 a.m. You can find a schedule of events online at artesiacouncil.com. And firefighters slowed the advance of the largest wildfire in the United States today as heavy winds relented, while President Joe Biden approved a disaster declaration, bringing new financial resources to remote stretches of New Mexico devastated by fire since early April. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. The heat gets turned up this weekend. Very warm for this time of year. We'll be in the upper 80s with plenty of sunshine today. For the overnight hours, clear and low 50s, and then high pressure will park over central New Mexico on Friday. So it'll be sunny. Our afternoon highs in the upper 90s. Get ready for a possibility of hitting 100 on Saturday with sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The Federal Reserve intensified its fight against the worst inflation in 40 years by raising its benchmark interest rate by a half percentage point Wednesday, its most aggressive move since 2000, and signaling further large rate hikes to come. The company behind the TurboTax filing program will pay $141 million to customers across the United States who were deceived by misleading promises of free tax filing services. Intuit Incorporated will suspend the TurboTax free ad campaign and pay restitution to nearly 4.4 million taxpayers. Federal officials are promising to add air traffic controllers and take other steps to improve the flow of planes in Florida, which airlines say has become a weak link in the national airspace. The Federal Aviation Administration said Wednesday that it will add staff at a key air traffic control center in Jacksonville, Florida, and other places. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
To plant or not to plant? That is the question. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Our tomato plants and pepper plants are ready to go. If you plant them now, you might have homegrown tomatoes and peppers before anyone else, or the frost might kill them. As Clint Eastwood would say, do you feel lucky? You'll either be the smartest gardener in the county, or you'll get to replant them all over again. I say go for it. You'll get more practice and we'll get more business. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, and I apologize to William Shakespeare.
Make your home a smart home with Smart Home Wi-Fi from Plateau. Now you can connect more devices to fast, reliable Wi-Fi throughout your home. That means faster speeds with no downtime or lag. Enhance your connection, expand your reach, and experience whole home device control and protection with Plateau. Plateau offers true fiber with options starting as low as $60 a month, all with no caps and no hidden fees. Call today, 575-755-1000, or stop by 1001 South Main in Roswell. Get Smart Home Wi-Fi today from Plateau. Tried, true, trusted.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. China has more English speakers than the United States. They have more Chinese speakers, too. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:56. Stay tuned next hour about 9:15 or so. We're going to have Crystal Noble join us from the Roswell Humane Society, give us an update on what's happening over there, pets available for adoption, and what's happening over at the thrift store. Of course, if you missed any part of our show thus far, you can go back and check it out anytime at your leisure, ksvptv.com. Log on and click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. You'll find it there. You can also go to our 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM Facebook wall and find it there too. But we replayed our interview. We had the folks from the Roswell Elks and the Veterans Transportation Network join us earlier in the week, but we replayed it this morning. They've got the Elks are doing their Veterans golf tournament coming up here, and all the money raised for it is going towards the Veterans Transportation Network, which is a great organization, grassroots, just all local. We got some great organizations and things like the Elks that support them. Crumlin, there's a couple others out there, but they drive veterans to their medical appointments, and they take them all over to Texas, Albuquerque, El Paso, Artesia. They even go, because there's a VA thing there. So they take these vets all over free of charge. They help them out. So they're always looking for volunteers and things. But go back and check that interview out. And then, of course, just a few minutes ago, we had Barbara Gomez join us here from Frontier Medical and Personal Care by Design. And we had a great conversation about all of their services and things. If you yourself are in need of any of those services or have a family member, go back and listen to that interview. A lot of good information there. Don't forget, National Day of Prayer is happening at 12 noon today. If you're over by the Historical Society here right about now, 9 a.m. on the dot, they're going to be doing a little quick, short prayer at the flagpole there just for a few minutes here at 9 a.m., which is about a minute from now. So if you're in the area, I would like to join them and pray with them for a few minutes. Please swing on by. They'd love to have you. And then, of course, at noon today on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn will be kind of our big citywide National Day of Prayer celebration event, and would encourage and invite all of you, if you have some time during the lunch hour today, to come on out to the Chaves County Courthouse lawn and participate, whether you can hang out for a few minutes or it's about an hour. It'll be done about 1, so it gets you back to work after lunch there. So maybe you can come out a few minutes early and grab some lunch downtown somewhere and then walk on over to the courthouse lawn and participate in National Day of Prayer, or maybe come on, participate, maybe bring your sack lunch or a lunch from somewhere and find you a nice little spot on the grass out there and enjoy lunch and enjoy the prayers and the National Day of Prayer. Whatever floats your boat. But I'd love to invite you out noon today. All right, it's 9 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back.
Your home for Sean Hannity in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Fierce fighting is raging as Russian troops storm the massive industrial complex in Mariupol. It's the last stronghold of the Ukrainian defenders of the city. Western weapons helping the Ukrainians make a stand against the Russians, although the Russian troops have been struggling to choke off the flow of arms.
Russian forces have tried to disrupt the delivery of Western weapons by attacking rail infrastructure throughout Ukraine. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu complained that the West is stuffing Ukraine with weapons. A senior U.S. official has said Russia's efforts to hit critical infrastructure has left no appreciable impact on Ukraine's ability to resupply its forces. Weaponry pouring into Ukraine has helped its forces prevent Russia's attempt to seize the capital, Kiev. The support also appears to be central in the growing battle for the Donbass region. I'm Karen Chamas.
Always quick to criticize former President Trump, President Biden now smearing Mr. Trump's supporters, labeling those Americans as extremists.
This MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history. In recent American history.
As a presidential candidate, Mr. Biden had pledged to unify the country. You've already felt the sting of inflation, but Fed Chairman Jerome Powell warns more pain could be on the way as a result of rising interest rates. Federal Reserve approving a significant rate hike, a bid to cool the fires of inflation. And Powell says the rate hike is most certainly not a one and done.
There is a broad sense on the committee that additional 50 basis point increases should be on the table at the next couple of meetings.
And a major sell-off underway this morning on Wall Street. The key averages deep in the red. The Dow down 787 points, a loss of about 2%. The Nasdaq 515 points lower, representing a loss of more than 4%. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, I'm Al Abaroa, founder of Knight Strategic Wealth. Inflation is picking up, markets are volatile, and the dream of a comfortable retirement is harder to attain than ever before. Nobody wants to run out of money in retirement. That's why I'm going to share something that your financial advisor doesn't want you to know. With our investment strategy, when the stock market goes up, you earn a market-linked return that locks in every year. And when the stock market goes down, your investments won't lose a dime. There are no unnecessary fees, and it works for your investments, money at a brokerage firm, or even money at a bank. It's simple, it's safe, and that's why savvy investors work with us. Want to learn more? Text free to 833-898-0500 and we'll send our retirement readiness kit directly to your phone right now. If you want to help build a retirement portfolio that will go up with the market and never lose money, get our retirement readiness kit today and see how this strategy can help secure your future. Text free to 833-898-0500. Text free to 833-898-0500.
Inflation in Turkey soared to almost 70% last month, skyrocketing prices, eating away at earnings, putting even basic necessities out of reach for many households.
Countries around the world are dealing with an increasingly acute cost of living crisis made worse by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. But the situation is far worse in Turkey because President Recep Tayyip Erdogan insists that the central bank should not increase interest rates to keep down inflation. It's a tool used by many other countries around the world. Turkey's latest figures show the biggest annual price increases came in categories essential to everyday life, including transportation, food and non-alcoholic beverages, and household furnishings.
The BBC's Victoria Craig. The Bank of England raising its key interest rate to the highest level in 13 years as policymakers worldwide try to combat raging inflation. News and analysis at townhall.com. At long last, eternal rest for one of America's World War II soldiers.
The remains of Private First Class Edward Benson Jr. were identified earlier this year. The Army Human Resources Command says graveside services are scheduled in Benson's hometown of Roanoke, Virginia for May 14th. Private Benson was assigned to the 1562nd Army Air Force Base unit in Biak Island, part of what is now Indonesia. He was among 40 service members killed on March 22, 1945, during a Japanese raid on an airstrip. Rhonda Rockstra reports.
The World Health Organization estimating that nearly 15 million people were killed either by the coronavirus or by its impact on healthcare systems in the past 2 years. That's more than double the official death toll of 6 million. Once again on Wall Street this hour, the sell-off continues. The Dow down 889 points. The Nasdaq 549 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres Inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here.
I know we were thinking the same thing. Once again, I could have got today.
You're lucky I'm not feeling well.
Yeah,
either.
fair enough. Okay, so we'll pull back of the curtain. For the last 2 days, I've had my son here with me.
Mm-hmm.
Kid's mom has to go out of town to work, so I've had him here in the office.
He's been voice tracking for Sean while he's
Actually,
on
yeah,
this.
he's doing a great job. Fantastic. He's better at it than I am. I'm a little worried about it, actually. Here's the thing. My kid, he's just super sensitive. Now, here's the thing. I have to constantly remind myself, oh, yeah, he's my son. Of course he's going to be a little sensitive. He's a lot sensitive. Like, he was just under my desk kind of wiggling the mic cable, not doing anything, just wiggling it. So I said, Hunter, you can't play with that cable. Not start at all. Just saying it. He got into the fetal position on the floor, and he's in sad mode right now in my office.
Maybe
I asked him if he wanted to come over here. He goes,
We got cables too, but I don't want you playing with them either.
Right. It's like, I get it. I work at a radio station. I got a lot of cool buttons and levers and wires and stuff. That's fun for a boy.
Can you let him play with one of your Funko Pops or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, you have told him the toys are which toys are off limits.
Yeah.
And he gets
Don't
some.
play with a wrestling ring. You can play with
Yeah, those are daddy's toys. That's understood.
Well, maybe you know what you ought to do?
Get him in pre-K. And yes, he's enrolled. We're trying to get him enrolled.
Get him what you had as a kid.
Abusive parents?
A cassette player, a little cassette, and a little microphone.
Yeah, but I was a little older when I started doing
Let him
radio
do it
shows.
now. Let him start now.
I remember, okay, so it was the year that my sister...
Oh, hold on. We have an emergency test.
Ooh, feedback.
This is a coordinated monthly test of the broadcast stations in our area. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. If this had been an actual emergency such as flash flood, fire, or tornado, official messages would have followed this alert tone. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Any tones? There it is. There you go. So, EAS test complete.
And, yeah, it's working.
Check it out. You know what? It makes me laugh. That pre-recorded message you can understand, but when it's an actual thing...
Never. You can never understand what they're saying.
They dust off that...
Here's what it is, and I don't know if you guys know this out there, the emergency alert system is all done through that one drive-through speaker with the clown.
That's right.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. What always gets me is when you can understand everything but the total. It's like, all right, I got a burrito with extra green chili. Please pull around. What the?
What did that Hunter do?
You said the loud part quiet and the quiet part loud.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but anyway, test complete.
Yeah, what I was saying was my sister got an upgraded boombox, and so that was that Emerson 2 speaker, and she kept it in her room, so I had to like sneak into her room to play with it. And I was like 7. I think I started doing radio stuff when I was like 7. So I was a little bit older.
Yeah.
A lot craftier.
Well, if he's already wanting to play with the wires and stuff, maybe he's,
I think he was just like looking for something to fiddle with.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But, give him a taper deck and let's see what he does with it.
He's pretty creative. I got to give that to him.
Yeah. Can you even buy one nowadays? I mean, are they?
I'd imagine probably
Do
not.
they have a kid's version you can buy?
But
like
what you do, the difference,
first microphone kind of thing?
difference is you would get him a dictaphone.
Okay.
That's what I mean, because that's my dad, because of the business that my dad was in, first in college and then with what he got into with Mexico Mutual, he always had a voice recorder with him to keep notes. And so when he would get a new one, my family was all about hand-me-downs. So when he would get a new one, I would get his old one.
His little DAT recorders there. Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so I'd like walk around with that in my pocket and just record. Somewhere, and I'd have to dust it off, but somewhere I have an old recorder. And I did this up through my stand-up days where I would just record a random idea.
Okay.
And I'd flesh it out later. I'd sit down with pen and paper.
Now people use smartphones for that stuff. But
I'd flesh it out later. But so somewhere I still have a dictaphone that just is chock full of just premises for stand-up bits.
If you ever find it, yeah,
I'd love
go through
to,
and see what's going on in that list.
I'm trying to remember any of them.
All I can think of is the movie Dirty Work. Now that we've been talking about this,
Note to self. Right.
Get Wart looked at.
I'm trying to go through my head like any of them I can say. Note to self. I don't want to live. Oh, see, that's even sad now that I think about it, because he's not living anymore.
We lost him, yeah. And who would have thought?
Artie Lang would have outlived Norm Macdonald?
Yeah.
Right?
I would have never called that one. Would have never called that one.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's just, I guess, look who pulled the nose up. Oh, I shouldn't say it like that, huh? He
apparently he's cleaned himself up.
He has. That's what I'm saying.
He's doing podcasting now.
Now, granted, part of his nose is still falling off.
Oh yeah,
right?
he looks rough, but
he's gone beyond. He well past deviated that septum. That septum is just a thing of the past.
He went hardcore. I'm surprised. He must have the constitution of a tank, because I think.
Yeah, I mean,
if normal people did what Artie Lang did,
I'm pretty sure that the tip of his nose is like either prosthetic or it's donated tissue, or it's like butt skin or something, because I don't think it's his.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because look, there he is. That was like right after the last relapse.
Yeah.
God, he doesn't even look like himself in that picture.
Yeah, he looks rough.
Holy crap.
He looks rough. Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, drugs are bad.
That guy.
Woo.
I'm surprised he's alive. I'm thankful he's still with us and still doing shows, because I if you would ask me 10 years ago, I said we will not have Artie Lang in 2022.
Crazily enough, I was just watching a dry bar comedy bit with Kevin Farley. Like, it's just weird to think that
Chris Farley?
Yeah, Chris Farley's brother. It's in this weird world that Chris Farley's brother is still out doing stand-up. It's like that.
He was the one that was in town doing the movie, the Roswell movie, right? That was Kevin Farley. Yeah.
Yeah, but
who looks very much like his brother. At least he did back then.
And that's why I clicked on the video. I was like, wait, Chris Farley did stand-up? And I was like, oh, right, Kevin Farley. I forgot about. You forget about his brother. Most do.
That's the one I didn't get to meet when they were filming the movie here, because all his stuff was at the ice cream shop, Kevin Farley. And so he never showed up at the radio station side.
Oh.
So I saw all the other cast except Kevin
Farley. Should have popped over to the ice cream shop.
Well, it was here, and I was most of my time in Artesia because we were doing all the filming. And my wife actually went to when they were taping at Portofino's, the one on Maine, South Maine. That's where they were doing. They filmed there's a scene where they're at a restaurant on a date there, and my wife wanted to be an extra, and she did that thing, and where she had to show up at like 6 o'clock at night. And because it was a night shoot, and she didn't get home till like 2 in the morning.
Oh yeah, no,
and she's not even in the movie. She'd get to sat in the background somewhere, but she's nowhere to be seen in the movie, wherever it was. I think, but yeah, it's a scene where the two main characters go on a date,
right?
And they're at this Italian restaurant. And that's where she was at. But yeah, I remember her doing, and I was like, well, you could just hung out the radio station. You want to hang out on a movie set, because it was quite frankly a pain in the tail for me to do my job.
It is not fun. Yeah. It's not pleasant. And I was just thinking about it. Working on this show has made me better at it, but I have a real bad tendency to spike the camera. And for those who aren't in the business, that means to look at the camera when filming, as a background. So that would be my problem. Is I'd be the guy in the background just the whole time, just going.
Although I ain't gonna lie, the studio I did the morning, because at the time I was doing the Artesia morning show there, and in our building in Artesia, there's the studio up front. It's got a bunch of windows you can see outside and all that stuff. But they use that to film some of the radio
and that
stuff
makes sense because it looks like a radio station.
Well, they 80'd it up too. They put these big giant mustard colored curtains over those big windows.
How much more 80s could that building possibly be?
They brought in some old looking mixers and things to put around there to make it more convoluted
and
looking.
Gene just decided to keep them around, and still to this day uses them.
Well, no, some of those were there, and then they added a couple to put on the console there just to look like it had more equipment. But the scene that got me, and I was kind of they put a camera in that studio, and it was on a railroad track, and it went around the console like a semicircle.
Right.
And so there's a scene in the movie, and you can tell when they use the camera, where the DJ, who is the dude from Dazed and Confused, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Jeremy.
The young guy? The young kid?
Something. I don't know. There's
the
two
kid
of
with
them.
the hair?
There's two DJs. One's the guy from Roswell, the TV show.
Right.
And the other one was the kid from Dazed and Confused. Okay. Jason the Argonauts, that was his other. But anyway, so they're sitting like where I would sit to do the show, and they're talking on the radio, doing this. But the way they had that camera, and so he's just there going, and in the spirit of the night, and he's doing his little thing, and the camera's doing that around the track, so you're seeing like him and then the side. It looked pretty cool in the movie. I was like, I know how that happened. And I kind of would love to see you doing a radio show
when you're watching the movie, you start thinking about the shots. Like one of my favorite things is single shot. Yeah. I love anything that can be done in a single shot, and there's a couple of things that have done it in the past few years that have blown me away. One specifically is there's a scene in the show Daredevil, the Netflix show, and it's I think maybe in the first or second episode, and the whole thing is all shot in as a one shot, and it's basically him just destroying this hallway full of people.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah, it goes into the hallway and then down, and you just see him just destroy all these people and then just go about his business.
Yeah.
And the other one was they did one, and I want to say it was Better Call Saul. They did a one shot where it was just basically them putting the meth into the barrel and putting it on the truck, the Los Pollos Hermanos truck, spoiler alert, and driving off. But it was all done in one shot. It was really, really impressive. But you don't catch it until like you're about a minute in. You're like, oh, this is a one shot. This is a one shot. I get really excited.
But it was kind of cool to see all that. Yeah. So anyway, Crystal Noble going to join us here in just a few with the Roswell Humane Society. Give us an update on what's happening out there and talk about pets that are ready for you to take home and be a part of your family. Later on, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with your town hall business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. It is at 9:18. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. The heat gets turned up this weekend. Very warm for this time of year. We'll be in the upper 80s with plenty of sunshine today. For the overnight hours, clear and low 50s, and then high pressure will park over central New Mexico on Friday. So it'll be sunny. Our afternoon highs in the upper 90s. Get ready for a possibility of hitting 100 on Saturday with sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 60 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 46%. Winds currently out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Actually, quite pleasant day today. I got no complaints about today. Sunny skies, high of 86. Winds will be out of the north 5 to 15 miles per hour. Things will warm up after today, though. Tonight, clear skies with an overnight low of 51. West winds 5 to 15. Friday, we're going to be up back near the century mark. Sunny, hot. 97 for a high, a little breezy as well. Now, although not as bad as Saturday, but northwest winds 5 to 15 tomorrow. Tomorrow night, clear skies, overnight low of 56, west winds 5 to 15. Saturday, sunny, breaking the century mark, 101 the expected high with breezy winds out of the southwest, 5 to 15 in the morning, 15 to 25 miles per hour later in the day. Clear skies Saturday night with an overnight low of 59. Winds will remain breezy. And then still warm and hot on Sunday and breezy, sunny, breezy, highs near 99. So near the century mark, probably hit the century mark once again on Sunday. Hey, don't forget, coming to the Liberty in Roswell, Thursday, May 19th. Don't miss an evening with Grammy-winning Latin funk group Grupo Fantasma. And special opening act, slide guitar, local legend Robin Scott will be doing. We've had him on the show. He's an amazing, talented musician, as is Grupo Fantasma. But they're going to be at the Liberty, May 19th. Doors open at 6 p.m. Show starts at 7:30. Tickets are on sale now. Get yours before they are gone. For more information on how you can become a bona fide member, visit thelibertyinc.com. Again, that's thelibertyinc.com. And don't miss an evening with Latin funk band Grupo Fantasma and Robin Scott opening for them Thursday, May 19th at the Liberty right here in Roswell. All right, it is 20 minutes after 9. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to have Crystal Noble join us with the Humane Society. Don't go away.
A great man once said, I think there are times when we all have a little bit of frog mania inside of us. We feel like a klutz. We feel plain not witty or clever. We say the wrong words and do the wrong things. We feel ugly, out of fashion, and we just don't fit in. Sometimes we feel like a frog waiting to be kissed so we can turn into the prince we always wanted to be. Let me remind us of the words of a guy named John and what he wrote in the scriptures. John said, "How great is the love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God." In his book, Never Lick a Moving Blender, Marvin Phillips reminds us that Jesus was a frog kisser. He loved those no one loved, he ate with those no one would eat with, and he touched those no one would touch. You know, the frogs. So this week, remember, there is one who loves you, no matter how froggish you are.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years, from in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical.
Name to remember.
The Valley Cafe is now open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Located inside the 180 Youth Building across from Church on the Move on Brasher in Roswell. Enjoy soups, salads, sandwiches, burgers, and more. Try one of their signature creations like the Sweet and Spicy Burger with honey jalapeno bacon barbecue sauce, the chicken cordon bleu soup, Chef Anthony Noble's fried avocados, and the Smotherman Burger with creamy green chili sauce. Or swing by for coffee or breakfast burritos on your way to work. The all-new Valley Cafe, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or even a snack after school. Don't feel like leaving home? Order takeout from DoorDash.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 47.2% of all statistics are made up on the spot. Is this true? I'd say chances are about 50%. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning from the Roswell Humane Society, Crystal Noble back with us. Good morning. How are you today?
I am good, enjoying this nice weather.
Nice weather, beautiful weather before the hotness gets in.
I know, Saturday's going to be 101.
101 and then like 99 on Sunday, and 97 tomorrow. So
might as well just be 100.
Yeah, so enjoy today's 86 and not as breezy. So
yeah, because isn't it going to be windy Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Yeah, breezy is the term they use. More windy Saturday, but breezy tomorrow and windy and
I want to know what classifies wind to breeze, breeze to wind. You know,
I notice like when they tell me a gust, that's when they say windy. But if they say winds 20 to 25, they call that breezy. But when I say gusting to 30, then they call it windy, I think. At least that's the pattern I notice when I see the weather.
Okay, so
reports.
we're gonna say that it's just breezy all year round in Roswell.
Pretty much. We're full of hot air.
That's why we should have the hot air balloon fiesta here.
Right? Yeah, exactly. But I'm guessing we are talking warmer weather, which means we're getting into the season where you shouldn't be putting your dogs in the cars and all that kind of stuff and leaving them unattended in vehicles because it's getting hot again.
It is. We have already restricted walking times.
Okay.
Because, you know, when it's 100 degrees outside, that asphalt heats up even more.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's above 85 degrees, that asphalt's already at about 112 degrees.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to walk dogs morning times, anywhere between 9 and 10:30, 11 o'clock. After 11 o'clock, it's pretty hot on that asphalt. So
gotcha.
Early morning times for walking.
Yeah, or I guess another option would be invest in some doggy shoes. Maybe if you can't do it, if you have to only time in the afternoon to do it, then pick grassy areas and maybe get some doggy shoes to protect them paws a little bit.
And enjoy watching your dog flip around.
I imagine, there's going to be some training involved to get them to used to it, but I'm guessing bigger dogs would be a little more receptive than little dogs. No?
No. They all equally hate it.
I thought they'd have a little more patience, but maybe not.
They just have bigger jaws to rip them off quicker.
You know what it is? The only time I ever see dogs wearing them are like working dogs, like, the search and rescue. And
the dogs that are trained in them?
And most of them are bigger dogs, so that's why I just kind of assume in my head that they'll like it. But but you're right. You need to avoid that kind of stuff. Or if that's the case, then keep them off the asphalt. Take them to the park where they can run around the grass, but limit the exposure. Bring plenty of water with you. But when you do transport the dogs, limit their time on the sidewalks and asphalt because here in New Mexico, it will burn their paws and it'll do it easily.
Very easily.
And it doesn't have to be as hot as you think to do it either.
No, and it's already tick time, flea and tick time.
So
Seeing a lot of fleas and ticks.
So start putting your flea and tick. If you stop doing that regime, start picking it back up again here because we're getting into that season.
Yeah, we had one of our volunteers was walking one of the dogs at the park directly behind us, and she came back with like 5 ticks on her, and she was only out there for like 45 minutes.
Oh wow!
And so,
well, that's probably good sage advice for humans too. Check yourselves real good for ticks if you're out and about.
So if you do take your dogs to the parks, please check them over thoroughly before going home. Make sure you're using your flea and tick medications.
And that's the thing. If you're regular with a lot, especially the more I'm not talking about those little collars you buy at the store real cheap.
No,
but
those don't work.
But your front lines and things like that, there's a couple of good ones out there.
There's NexGard, Brevecto, Frontline.
If you use them as advertised, you'll have zero problem with ticks and fleas and that kind of stuff. There is no problem if you. Usually, if I know with Frontline, it was like a once a month thing. I have cats now, so it's a little different. But when I had my sissy, that was what we did once a month, and she had not one issue every time we did that.
So. No, and they now have several different ones, but there's the Revolution, which actually has the Heart Guard.
Oh, it's a combo
in it,
okay.
But they have to be tested prior to.
Yeah, you can't take a Heart Guard or a heartworm medicine unless they've been tested for heartworm, because if they have heartworm and take it, it'll kill them.
So when you do the Revolution, if you have your animals on Revolution, it treats for the fleas and ticks and the heartworm.
Okay. How do they present that? Because usually heart is like something they eat, and then the flea stuff's something you put on them.
Actually, the Brevecto and the NexGards are chewables.
Okay.
So they have the oral and topical.
So I guess it makes their blood taste gross so that the ticks and fleas don't want to come on or something?
With the NexGard and the Brevecto, what it is it doesn't have anything that repels them off of the dogs, but if they bite your animal, it kills them instantly.
I gotcha. So they won't hang out.
They won't lay eggs.
Okay.
As to where, like, the Revolution and the NexGard, they repel them off your animals so that way they don't get on there, but they still live.
I got you.
But you can't do...
So really, the ideal thing is, especially if you have a backyard and things, is to treat your backyard for the fleas and ticks. Yes. Put them on something like that, and then you're pretty good shape to go.
Right, and you cannot use an oral and a topical together.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you can't have the one that if they bite them it kills them, and the one that repels, because you will hurt your animal. So you have to choose which one you want to use.
Okay.
And then stick to that one.
And I'm telling you, if this all sounds confusing, talk to your veterinarian. Your vet will explain all this to them. And if I remember right, these are all medicines that are vet prescribed anyway. These aren't ones you can just buy on the shelf without a veterinarian's.
Actually, you can get NexGard and Revolution on Chewy's and some of the vet sites because they're not HeartGard.
Okay, I got you.
They're just a flea and tick medication.
Okay. I haven't thought like Frontline I had to get for my vet back in the day. But
back
maybe
in the
not.
day, yes.
Yeah.
But now you can order Frontline.
Okay.
You just can't order anything that's got like the heartworm stuff in it without a prescription.
Well, call your vet if you get it and you have any questions, or even if it's like, look, I have this. What's, is there anything I need to do or not do before I do this? And the vet office, I'm sure, will be happy to give you that information. So if you have any questions, or check with your vet, because I hate for you to do something you think is doing good for your pet and turns out to not be good for your pet.
Yeah. So always check with them before you give them anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's really easy to try to do something right and it backfire. So always check with your veterinarian before doing anything. The majority of the time you can call up there and the girls or guys, whoever answers the phone, can say, yeah, it's okay to go ahead and give them that, or no, it's not.
Sure.
Or just schedule an appointment, go in and talk to your vet. Say, hey, I have questions about this.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what are your aspects on this and how do you feel this versus this.
Yeah. I'm curious, is this dated technology still, how they used to do the dips for dogs? Is that something that's still done, or is that kind of outdated technology?
It is still done. However, the majority of the dips that are used for the dogs are basically cattle grade.
Okay.
And
it's too much for a dog. It's more livestock.
You can dilute it down.
Okay.
And use it for dipping your dog, but it's not as effective as like the chewing.
We just got better technology.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Or better products out there.
Like a dip is like instantly to drown them out and kill them.
Yeah.
Because it's perithrin.
Like when I was a kid, when we had dogs, that was kind of the be-all for flea and ticks. Like, get your dog dipped. Now, as an adult, then they had the front lines and all. I just didn't know if that was still done or.
It's not commonly done unless like the animal, like emergency needs to have something done, like a surgery or something. Then they dip the animal right away.
Okay, I got you.
As to where like the other medications has to go through their bloodstream and takes a little bit longer.
Work its time, yeah.
But if they need like something right then and right there, yeah.
Okay, I was just curious because I hadn't heard about it in a while, and I was like, is that still a thing, or is that?
But what's really sad, and I'm only speaking for here locally, Roswell, is we don't have true winters. So our ticks and fleas never really die off.
They don't get a chance to have a season for them. They're just here.
They're here all year round. And a lot of the times we have fleas and ticks during the winter months. But before NextGuard and Revolution and Bravecto, we used to dip every animal that came into the shelter. The ticks were immune to the dip and would not die.
Wow, they built a tolerance to it.
They built a tolerance to it. Because it's widely used at the dairies, because they have to put medications on the cows.
Kind of like antibiotics. You get too much of them, you build an immunity to them at some point. Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why we had to find another resource for fleas and ticks, is because we were dipping dogs and it was not killing them. They were not, nothing was happening. I was like,
so it just became ineffective.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay.
And they reformulate stuff all the time, but just like with parvo never dies out here because we don't have true winters.
There's enough. It's not cold enough to kill the bacteria.
So it's always mutating and building and getting stronger, and they have to alter our vaccinations. As to where with dips and stuff, you can only alter it so much for it to be animal safe.
Gotcha. Interesting. So, so really, the point is just be on guard for with this kind of stuff.
Yes. And mosquitoes. Mosquitoes have already started swarming.
We do get them here. We don't have them as bad as other moisture-laden areas, but we do get mosquitoes here.
If you live in the city limits, you don't have them as bad as you do in the county.
Yeah, this is true.
Learning this from last night event at home, our mosquitoes are full force and hungry.
Well, and that's just it. We live in a world here that if you have any kind of body of water, a puddle, a bird bath, overnight you can breed 1,000 mosquitoes. It's just because that's how they reproduce as water, and that's why we don't have it as bad as, say,
Texas,
or New Orleans would have it. But but nonetheless, it's a dry. Once they get out and about, they thrive here. It's just, and they carry the West Nile and all the other communicable diseases that they can spread.
And if you have, other animals versus cats and dogs, mosquitoes will bite other animals.
Mm-hmm.
They thrive on blood, and they don't care if it's animal-related or human-related. They thrive on blood. And that's one of the reasons why mosquitoes are so deadly, is they can go and bite this person, bite this animal, bite this person.
And then spread. If it bit something that's got something, then whatever it bites afterwards is going to get it too.
Right.
assuming it's something that's that contagious,
Right.
And not can't fight off antibodies and all that. Yeah.
There's actually a vaccination for horses to prevent fleas. Or, sorry, not fleas, mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes, okay.
Because there's a disease that mosquitoes can give horses that it's kind of like the mad cow disease in a horse.
Okay.
But the mosquitoes are really bad in our area, especially out in the county areas where, there are little bodies of water.
Sure.
And,
yeah.
When
water and holes to feed animals and various things like that.
And you're the only blood supply in like a 50-acre area.
It's a smorgasbord for these things.
It is.
Yeah, it really is.
If you take your dogs out on hikes and stuff like that, make sure they have these little bands that are like mosquito repellent.
Yeah.
Put them around your dog's paws.
It's kind of like those off things that they clip-ons for us.
Yes.
I don't know how well they work, but
They
I've seen them out there. I didn't know they have a kind of a version for animals.
Well, they're the old keychains that were like that stretchable.
Oh yeah.
Rubbery type thing.
Yeah.
So they have those, and it's a mosquito repellent that you can put on your dogs. They just can't eat or chew on them.
Okay.
So if you put a couple around their collar,
don't let them get to it.
While you're out like hiking, camping, anything like that, to help repel the mosquitoes from them, because the mosquitoes will go nuts for your dogs out there as well as they will go nuts for you.
Gotcha.
And I think Big Five carries them. Walmart used to carry them. I haven't seen them at Walmart in a while.
Okay.
But you can order them on Amazon too.
Okay. Yeah, say it's the COVID world, so supply and demand, it might be a little bit different now, but you can find them out there either online or like you said, Big Five. You've seen them there, and just keep checking back, and then and you could always ask your vets about them too, and they can give you more information too if you have more questions or things about it there. And I'm sure just like Petco or any of those carry that kind of stuff.
I'm not sure exactly what Petco carries for like repelling mosquitoes from dogs. I know that they carry like the sprays to like kill.
Sure.
But
I didn't know if they had those there too or not.
I haven't seen them, but I haven't even looked for them there because I wouldn't think to look for that at Petco.
Really?
Because the bands are they're for humans. That's why I said put it around the collar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where I missed that part. I thought they were.
They're for us.
Okay.
But if you put them around your dog's collar, so that way that repels, because that's what it's supposed to do.
I'm surprised they don't make a doggy version now. Like
they might.
You know what I mean? It's you know what? Oh, I wanted to have a whole discussion about this, and I did. I saw a thing on Facebook yesterday. It's this toothbrush for kids, but it looks like a mouth guard on a stick. Like a mouth guard for sports or whatever. It looks like that on a stick, but inside the mouth guard's these little brushy nubbins. And so what you do is the kid puts the thing in its mouth like a mouth guard, and then uses the stick and just goes back and forth. And apparently it brushes the teeth and everything, so it's like great for kids. And I was like, man, they should make an adult version. And if you go to the website, there is an adult version of this thing. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of curious about it. And so
okay, I thought you were saying they should make it for dogs, so it's easier.
Well, you know what? I would say yes. A dog version might, maybe.
Because have you ever tried to brush your dog's teeth?
Yeah, it's a royal pain in the tail.
It is.
That design would not work for dogs because their mouth shape different. But I wonder if there could be a.
Well, they could do like a half guard, where you put it on there and you just like playing tug of war with your dog.
Yeah, and they might turn into a game or something.
And then flip over to the other side.
But I was thinking, maybe they should make an adult version of that. So when you said the mosquito thing, I was like, well, make a dog version. So, but anyway, be on the lookout for that. But we better talk. As far as what's at the shelter right now, how's the pets looking, and how many are ready for loving homes here?
We have quite a bit. Coming up next week, we will have a litter of 14 Chihuahuas.
Oh wow!
That will. About half of them are of weight, so only half of them will be going up for adoption.
Okay.
The other half still are under 1 pound.
So they'll be a couple weeks behind them or whatever.
But the ones that are at the 2.2 pound mark coming next Tuesday, they will be out of quarantine.
Did Mama have them at the shelter?
No, they were found in the side of the road out by the baseball field on Sunset in a collapsible dog crate.
Someone dumped them there? Savages.
Yeah.
This is what's wrong with this town. This is why we have a problem in this town, because of people like this. And that's why the Humane Society does such great work to combat this stuff. So, folks, if you see that kind of activity, please report it. Report if you see people doing this kind of stuff. Report it. Don't make it your business, because this is just brutally wrong what these people are doing.
You can't help an animal if you don't speak for an animal. You have to be the voice of animals, because unfortunately they don't have ways of communicating with us.
And I'm glad someone found it and was able to get it to you guys, or if it was you yourself or whoever, I'm glad
a lady called animal control, and animal control called and said, "Hey, do you want some puppies?" So they picked them up and brought them to me.
Bet they're fun little guys once they
There's a few
open up
of them that, oh my gosh. I don't need another dog, but there's a few of them that are making me consider this.
Yeah. So any Chihuahua fans looking to add a few members to the family, we got a few that are coming up and a few right behind them. So if you don't if those don't kind of mesh with you, we got a few more waiting in the wings here.
Yes,
so.
They have to make the 2.2 pound mark.
Okay.
And a good portion of them are over the 2 pound mark. But there's a few of them that I'm pretty sure they might not ever make the 2 pound mark.
They're just little?
They're little bitty.
You think they're premature or something?
No. It's just, so Chihuahuas originally are meant to be small.
Right.
And then people wanted to make itty bitty Chihuahuas, so they developed the teacup Chihuahua.
Oh, so it's just crossbreeding.
So I think, mommy was itty bitty or daddy was itty bitty and mommy was a little bit bigger, because they're not big. And, the ones that are small, they're like palm of my hand small.
Oh, man, little pocket dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I call them shelf dogs because all dogs sit here.
Yeah.
So.
I can do that pretty soon.
My Great Dane thinks he's still a shelf dog.
Couple more burgers and I'll be right there.
All right, Mike. We're going to get you sized up. You want to push up, bro?
Not yet, but soon. Wait till I start tripping over them. But
they will go up for adoption once they hit surgery weight. So as long as everything stays good. Luckily, we have not had any issues with parvo or distemper so far.
Good.
I know there's other shelters around us. I know Hobbs is being annihilated by distemper.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And a lot of part of Texas, the southwestern part of Texas that kind of butts up against Hobbs area, they're having a lot of issues with distemper. So distemper typically is not this early in the year, but we're already reaching highs that we normally don't have this time of the year.
The weather's kind of dictating it to kind of spread earlier than expected.
So if you don't have your animals vaccinated, please get them vaccinated. It is easily spreaded.
That's just it. It's one of those things that can easily kill your dog, but is also easily prevented.
It is.
And that's one of these things that you get the shot, you have zero issues. If you don't, it's a crapshoot, and you don't want to play those odds.
With any vaccination, just like when we go get our flu shots, pneumonia shots, whatever, it's a live virus.
Mm-hmm.
So you are administering that virus into your body, and it might not make you feel good for a couple of days after, but that's because your body is building immunities against it to fight it off if it comes back into your system.
Now your body recognizes and knows what to do to attack it.
Right. And it's the same with parvo distemper vaccinations. You are administering a live virus into that animal, and some animals, they don't get feeling funky. Some do.
Sure.
But it's not a 100% preventative from getting it, but it's less likely that your animal will get it if they do get the vaccinations. Now, however, if your animal is vaccinated and they do catch parvo or distemper, the treatment is a lot more effective and a lot less cost-wise.
Okay. So the survivability goes up tenfold when they're vaccinated.
Does.
Gotcha. Okay.
It really does. And, unfortunately, parvo is very expensive to treat.
I've always assumed it was kind of a death sentence for dogs when they got it usually. And
it's 98% a death sentence because the majority of the dogs are not vaccinated that do come in contact and catch parvo.
Gotcha.
So, and a lot of people think, oh, my dog had parvo as a puppy and I treated it. They're mistaken because there is a virus called corona.
Okay.
Which is nothing like our coronavirus. It is basically parvo, but on a milder level.
I got you.
And
Parvo
that
light.
is treatable.
Okay.
And it has the exact same symptoms as parvo. Now, it can kill them the same as parvo if not treated.
But not as severe.
But
you got more time with this one to get it treated.
If, your animal showing signs of parvo and you take it to the vet, and they're always going to treat as parvo because that is more common than corona. But corona, in a day or two, your animal's back up, eating, gaining weight.
So they're going to respond to the parvo treatment a lot quicker
Yes.
than a dog with parvo.
Yes.
Got you.
So
Makes
that's,
sense.
the difference in parvo and corona.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, there is a vaccination for corona. However, we're not more apt to have it here because we are not in, the humidity areas, but it is here. It's just not as spread as parvo is.
Put it this way. You're more worried about the parvo, and if someone has the corona, the parvo will fix that. So regardless, we're going to treat it as parvo,
right?
And it's going to cover the bases, whether it's parvo or corona. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
I do want to talk about something for the thrift store really quick, and for us. We're still having a little bit of.
Yeah, had to delay the opening.
We reopened.
Yes.
Once all the rest of the materials come in, we'll have that section of the store blocked off and closed.
Okay.
Yes, because
so we're still got a little bit more remodeling going or renovations going.
Unfortunately, because of the lack of materials, the book room is not finished.
Okay.
So our book room is completely closed off. Once the rest of the materials come in, and Camille's husband, who is volunteering and donating his time in building the shelves for us.
Exactly, yeah.
Gets those finished, then the book room will be back up and operating.
Well, good.
They are, for this Friday, for Mother's Day, they're doing all ladies wear, purses, and wallets are going to be half off.
Nice. Save some cash.
And that's going to be tomorrow.
And I know there's a lot of women, my wife included, that have purse and wallet fetishes.
Okay, so I don't have a fetish with purses and wallets as I do Tupperware and storage containers that my husband can content to 19 totes of kitchen items. But there have, since they closed down and were able to pull out some of the other stuff that had been donated and sort through stuff, they've got so many brand new purses out there that still have the tags from the store that are really nice, like the designer looking purses.
I'm about to say, you could probably slip a few designer ones in there. Instead of paying $300 for it, you get it for a fraction of that.
And they got a lot of wallets. Some of them have matching wallets that came with them. They got a nice selection of dresses, like really nice summer dresses that are brand new, still with tags on them. So if you're one of the ladies who likes to dress in the summertime and wear dresses and all of that, they have a lot.
Summer dress party type stuff?
They do.
Yeah.
And they actually have two of these really cool looking old style trunks.
Okay.
Like, back in the day, I say back in the day, like I was alive and then, but where, you like
the cedar trunks? Or,
like when,
or like a treasure
suitcases
chest?
used to be.
Okay.
Yeah, the old trunks like that. So, you would pack your stuff, lock your trunk, and throw it on the back of your wagon.
But it's one of the old ones, the solid ones, not the particle board ones you find today and
I
all
got
that.
2 of them.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then they've pulled out all of their summer clothing. So, shorts, swim shirts, tank tops. They've got everything is restocked, all summer clothing. Kids, women's, men's. It's all out.
Get your shorts on and tank tops and tube tops and all that good stuff.
And just a whole bunch of new clothing in general, new shoes. They went through and cleaned everything out and restocked with all brand new items, new everything.
So it's game on. If you haven't been in a while, come and see
is.
the new stuff. And like you said, the books will be coming. Thank you to those volunteers because, again, all these stuff we're talking about, these are people donating time, money, effort. These are people that are doing it out of the kindness of their heart, and we appreciate that. That's they care about the animals and they care about what's going on there. And so, but like you said, it's on their time. So give him some time. Let him when he gets in there, when he gets another day off that he can work on it, he's gonna work on it.
Yeah, and then this Saturday, the thrift store and the kennels will both be closed.
Okay.
One of the original founders of the Humane Society recently passed away, and their funeral services are this Saturday.
Sorry to hear that.
So we will be closed for that.
Okay.
There's going to be signs on the door saying closed, but just wanted to let everybody know ahead of time. We will be closed this Saturday for one of the original founders.
But reopen normal hours by next week.
Yes.
Excellent.
We were just going to be closed for the day for the services, and to be with their family, who's been a part of our family at the Humane Society for years.
Well, and that's just it. The people that day in and day out are a part of that thing are a close-knit family, and because, and it's one of those things because you all see the most awesome stuff and the most worst stuff together, and that kind of does create a bond a little bit when you do that. And so you have those moments of joy and excitement, but then those moments where you see a bunch of chihuahuas in a cooler on the side of the road just being left there. So that's the kind of stuff we're talking about.
Yeah, so...
And I'm sure that's the tame end. You know what I'm saying? People do a lot worse than what just leaving some dogs on the side of the road.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I mean, as sad as that is to think of, that's on the tame end, unfortunately. But anyway, of course, another way to help out is become a member.
Yes.
If you go to roswellhumane.org, you can see every single animal that is calling the Humane Society home.
Our website is currently on the fritz.
All right, so don't go there right now.
So I don't know why, but we recently were updating it, and then it updated to a date back in like 2018.
Oh, it reverted back to a couple years ago, huh?
And we couldn't get it to undo. So we're waiting for GoDaddy to
some
work
IT
that
people.
tech out.
Okay.
Because this lady called, she's like, hi, I was looking at this blah, blah, blah dog. I'm like, we don't have that dog. And she goes, it's on your website. And I open up the website, and I'm like, we got problems. So
maybe Facebook is probably better, more reliable.
I haven't had a chance to post anything on Facebook with current pictures.
But if you want to reach out, that's a good way to do it.
If you want to reach out, just send me a message to the Facebook Messenger. It goes right to my phone or to Felicia. One of us will get to you.
And check back with the website. They'll keep
they said it should be 48 hours, so hopefully by tomorrow
good.
So. Today or tomorrow,
but it's a great way to check out. And when it is back up, you're going to see some of the pets that'll have not, including some of those chihuahuas.
Yes.
And that just means they're still in quarantine. It doesn't mean they're adopted. If they're up on there, whether they have a not available or not, they are going to be available or are available for adoption at some point. So.
Right. So the not available just basically means that they, 1, don't weigh enough, or 2, they don't have all their vaccinations, or 3, they might be on a medication.
Yeah, exactly. So, they're at a point where they're just not able to go to a home yet until whatever situation's taken care of there. Of course, you can always come by the Humane Society, which is located right next to Animal Control there on East McGaffey. The thrift store is right next door, so if
you could hit a 3 for...
Exactly. So if you're in the Humane Society and none of the animals connect or speak to you in any way, shape, or form, walk right next door to Animal Control. Regardless of what building you take an animal out of, you're rescuing a pet.
Right. Saving a life is saving a life, whether it's from us or Animal Control.
Yeah.
Our main goal is to find homes for these animals, loving homes that are going to take care of them, provide for them, and treat them as a family member.
Absolutely. And if you're willing to do that, then the Humane Society would love to have you be a foster or a full permanent home for these pets. That's full-time parents for these. And I'm telling you, you'll love it. The cats, dogs, they all have their most unique things. And if you don't have a yard and things like that, maybe a cat would be a better option for you. And
we do have plenty, to choose from. So
yeah, you guys are always usually pretty fully stocked with cats. So is there anything we missed?
I don't think so.
And again, don't forget, this Saturday, the Humane Society and the thrift store will be closed for a funeral, but we'll be return open. I guess the thrift store will be, Wednesday?
Yeah, we'll be back Tuesday, 9 a.m., and then the thrift store will be back open Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Excellent. Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Yes.
It is 9:54. Let's get you into your Chaves County sports update, Wall Street update, and a quick break before we go.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Lots of championships for the spring sports kicking off the next couple of days. We've got baseball and softball playoffs starting tomorrow. The small school track and field championships begin tomorrow in Albuquerque. That'll be happening Friday and Saturday for 1A, 2A, and 3A. State tennis for teams will begin tomorrow, but the doubles and singles championships began yesterday. Avery Williams from Goddard, the second seed in Class 4A girls. She won her opening match 6-4, 6-5 over Andrea Vonescu from Santa Fe Prep. She'll take on Shaylise Hahn from Highland this morning at 10 a.m. And Jose Nadal from NMMI is in the quarterfinals for 4A boys. He got through thanks to a forfeit. He'll take on an opponent from Hope, the second seed, Luciano Silveira, this morning at 10 a.m. Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. More Americans applied for unemployment benefits last week.
The Labor Department says jobless claims in the U.S. rose by 19,000 to 200,000 for the week ending April 30th. However, the total number of people collecting jobless aid is at its lowest level in more than 50 years. The 4-week average for claims, which softens some of the weekly volatility, rose 8,000 from the previous week to 188,000.
Correspondent Jeremy House. Wall Street's key averages opened in the red this morning. The benchmarks tumbled following the Fed's decision to hike short-term interest rates by the largest amount since 2000. OPEC deciding there will be no significant increase in oil output by the cartel and its allies, including Russia. The decision expected to further aggravate already high energy prices. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
We teach our kids to say please and thank you to total strangers, but we get so familiar in our marriages and families, we stop being polite to each other. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and my wife, Miss Julie Smotherman, for The Joy of Marriage.
In the love chapter of 1 Corinthians 13, it says that love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. We emphasize being polite to each other in our family, which promotes an attitude of respect and brings peace in our home. Remember your manners with the person you love the most. Appreciate the things they do for you and let them know.
Being polite to each other can help you avoid conflict. Let's be polite to strangers, but let's not give our best to the people we don't live with. Let's give our best to each other.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
What's better than Rib Crib's slow smoked ribs? More of them, that's what. Rib Crib presents Rib Fest. We're talking endless slow smoked righteous ribs, plus unlimited sides and bottomless refills, all for only $17.99 after 4 p.m. Choose from Rib Crib's original signature rub or go sweet and sticky. Plus all your favorite sides like coleslaw, mac and cheese, sweet and smoky beans, and so much more. It's a rib-tastic celebration you can really sink your teeth into. Rib Fest, starting at 4 p.m. all month long at Rib Crib on North Main in Roswell. Smoking the good stuff since 1992.
All right, let's get out the old grocery list here. Let's see, eggs, milk, bread, insurance. I don't want to shop for insurance.
Fortunately, you don't have to. George Gandy Insurance is here for you. Shopping and comparing rates from different insurance carriers to save you money, time, and hassle. Visit a George Gandy Insurance location near you today.
We keep you covered. George Gandy Insurance.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing on 9:59. We're about ready to wrap up today's show. If you missed any part, go back and check it out at your leisure, ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you'll find it there. Don't forget, today is National Day of Prayer, 12 noon today. They're all going to be gathering at the Chaves County Courthouse lawn. They're going to have community leaders, religious leaders, and they'll be out there from noon to 1 today. So if you got time to come out in your lunch hour, swing on by and participate in National Day of Prayer. And, of course, it's already 9. They've already done their thing, so no need to tell you about that one. We're going to go. That's going to do it for us. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of your day. I hope you have a great day. We'll be back bright and early with a brand new Friday edition of the show, Mañana. Till then, take care, everybody. Whoa, it just jumped on me. That was weird. It just jumped the next time.